Hey everyone, we've updated our channel name from Chinese Novel Audio Wave to Chinese Novel Audiobook. Nothing else will be changing. We're still uploading a new video every day, bringing you the best Chinese novel audiobooks. Let's dive into today's story. Chapter 41. Upgrade the fishing boat again. Look at that profile. Qin Tian finally understood. Why did the chosen one who developed this solar-powered thruster choose to sell it? Exposed to the sun for 1 hour. It really takes 1 hour to charge and 5 minutes to use power. Fortunately, he has the only talent at SSS-level, divine detective technique, which can strengthen and upgrade him. Otherwise, wouldn't the 2,000 units of wood bought back be a blood loss? At that time, he didn't read the introduction of this thing carefully. It is estimated that this is the reason why no one else buys it. After carefully looking at the advanced requirements of this external thruster, Qin Tian immediately opened the synthesis panel and started to work. 800 inferior plastic. Synthesize 200 fine plastics. 800 bad metal sheets. Synthesize 200 fine metal pieces. Plus the ready-made top-quality white shark teeth. Qin Tian immediately chose to advance. With the golden light shrouded in the past. The propeller, which was originally only half a person tall, directly increased to 3 or 4 meters long. The parts of various parts are also significantly more precise and thicker. Qin Tian opened the attribute panel of this thruster again. Item: Solar Electric Boat Engine Thruster. Quality: Orange. Speed: 11 knots. Efficacy: hanging on the back of the ship can drive ships below 300 tons. Introduction: This is a high-intensity modified and strengthened solar electric boat engine propeller. It meets the standard of charging for 1 minute and using electricity for 2 hours. After seeing the introduction of charging for 1 minute and using electricity for 2 hours, only then did Qin Tian nodded in satisfaction. Immediately, with a thought, I installed it on the tail of the fishing boat. And pressed the switch button. With the hum of the motor, Qin Tian directly turned on the forward mode. Then the whole person quickly ran back to the cool shade under the roof. Too hot. The sun is as hot as scalding hair on the body. Anyway, it is impossible for the thrusters after advanced to be broken. Just let it run aimlessly like this. And there are no islands in the novice sea territory. To hit is to hit the raft of other chosen ones. That is completely out of Qin Tian's concern. You can't just stand there basking in the sun and control it to run in such hot weather. It's really going to kill people. Almost forgot about business. Still have to continue to upgrade the fishing boat. He used detective technique to open the attribute panel of the fishing boat. Name: Small fishing boat. Tonnage: 45 tons. Health volume: 3000. Attack: 159. Defense: 70. Ordinary advancement. Low quality wood 500. Low quality plastic 600. Low quality nails 300. Low quality metal sheet 100. Can be advanced into a medium-sized fishing boat normal. High quality goods advanced. Ordinary wood 600. Ordinary plastic 800. Ordinary nails 300. Ordinary metal sheet 100. Can be advanced into a medium-sized fishing boat excellent. Advancement. High quality wood 600. High quality plastic 500. High quality nails 300. High quality metal sheet 100. Can be advanced into a medium-sized fishing boat extreme. As he installed the thrusters, the latter note really disappeared. This made Qin Tian very happy. If it wasn't for him being bored and looking through the trading market in the morning. It is estimated that he is still lying on the deck. There is no barrier to advancement. He immediately opened the synthesis panel and started working. 2,400 low-quality wood can be combined to produce 600 high-quality wood. 2,000 low-quality plastics combined to produce 500 high-quality plastics. 1,600 low-quality metal pieces can be combined to produce 400 high-quality metal pieces. And use 300 of them to create 300 excellent nails. With his wave of preparations completed, the supplies on the deck shrank by more than half in an instant. Of course, the exchange is the advanced option behind advanced on the fishing boat panel. The corners of Qin Tian's mouth were raised high. The mood transcended and chose advanced. Advanced twice a day in the novice sea. And it is still advanced for fishing boats. This sense of accomplishment simply made him want to stop. May I ask if the captain consumes 600 high-quality wood, 500 high-quality plastics, 300 high-quality nails, and 100 high-quality metal sheets to upgrade the fishing boat? Yes, with his nod. Under the watchful eyes of countless people in the live broadcast room, the fishing boat under his feet was shrouded in golden light again. This scene is nothing short of a nightmare for the foreign devils who have been stationed in Qin Tian's live broadcast room for the past few days. Damn it, it's coming again. I knew that Qin Tian had obtained so many resources, how could he not upgrade the fishing boat again? Oh my god, at the level of a fishing boat, this Yanlong has broken the record again by going up 2 levels in one day. Baga, why did such a weak country like the Yanlong Empire suddenly appear with such a god-defying god chosen? Could it be that the fate of the Yanlong Empire can continue to succeed again? Hee, isn't what you said nonsense, you devil. From ancient times to the present, whenever the fortunes of the Yanlong Empire fell into a trough, there were not a few great people who turned the tide and helped the building to collapse. Haha, that's right, I am a mighty Yanlong. Wei Daxia, how can I fall down so easily? Alien civilization invaded. As human beings, we should work together to tide over the difficulties together. But I didn't expect you Eurasian Federation to be so cowardly. In order to reduce your own casualties, you actually weakened our Yanlong Empire in World of Warships, so that we can attract the main force of those alien civilizations to buy time for your gods chosen. HMPH. I can only say that they have no eyes and no pearls, and they made a wrong calculation. So what about alien civilizations? These years, the passionate sons and daughters of our Yanlong Empire's army have fought for every inch of land, and they will not give up an inch. Why don't those alien creatures who are still fighting are timid and slow down the frequency of attack? When God Qin establishes a firm foothold in World of Warships, I believe that even the capital ships of those alien creatures may not be able to beat God Qin's favored ones. Friends of the Yanlong Empire, you are not alone. We, the Beacon Democrats, strongly agree to unite with all countries in the world to resist foreign enemies, but now that the main fighters are in power, our words don't work at all. But you can rest assured that we are working hard and believe that this situation will soon usher in a turning point. Chapter 42. Yu Chen's amazement. Qin Tian naturally didn't know about these conversations. But even if he knew, he wouldn't care. Weak countries have no diplomacy. This has been the case since ancient times. Don't look at how nice and extravagant what these Democrats are saying now. But in fact, they just want to gain more support and accumulate more chips, so as to fight against their opponents, the main fighters. Wait until they come to power and control the overall situation. The Yanlong Empire will still be a sovereign country that is marginalized and excluded. Truth always exists only within the range of the canon. Only one's own strength is the foundation of everything. As the golden light covering the ship gradually disappeared, the fishing boat that reappeared in front of Qin Tian's eyes had changed again. Although the shape is still the same, and it is bigger. But the wooden hull was covered with a layer of silver gray iron. Moreover, the hull is 3 or 4 meters higher than the sea surface. It can be regarded as putting an end to the situation where other gods chosen can easily board his ship. The originally sharp and rough cabin now has some more curvature. Exquisite and beautiful, Qin Tian walked towards the cabin while walking. On the other hand, he opened the property panel of the fishing boat under his feet. Name: medium fishing boat. Tonnage: 90 tons. Health volume: 3,500. Attack: 159. Defense: 70. Speed: 11 knots. Ordinary advancement. Low quality wood 800. Low quality plastic 1000. Low quality nails 500. Low quality metal sheet 200. Can be advanced into a large fishing boat, normal. High quality goods advanced. Ordinary wood 900, ordinary plastic 1200, ordinary nails 500, ordinary metal sheet 200, can be advanced into a medium-sized fishing boat. Excellent. Advanced advancement. High quality wood 800, high quality plastic 900, high quality nails 400, high quality metal sheet 200, can be advanced into a large fishing boat. Extreme. This. Too cruel. Qin Tian looked at the advanced requirements behind. I just feel like my heart is bleeding. Convert the high quality materials needed for this advanced into inferior materials. That is wood 3200, plastic 3600, metal sheet 2400. Although he is very good at earning supplies. But I can't bear this kind of consumption. Inventory currently on board. He left more than 2000 low-quality wood and more than 600 low-quality metal pieces. There is still a lot of plastic. It's so hard for me. Although every advancement made his combat power skyrocket. But this divine detective technique is really a bit too much. Follow this rhythm. You can't afford to raise the ship yourself, can you? No, since my innate skills don't make it easy for me. Then I can't make those foreign devils feel better. I thought unhappily. Qin Tian walked into the spacious and bright cabin. Then, with a thought, he opened the chat channel. It's just when he sees what is being chatted in the chat channel. There was a smile on his face immediately. Carl Lauder at Qin Tian. Despicable Yanlong people, under such extreme weather and natural disasters, you don't want to extend a helping hand for humanitarianism, but use the auction method to make a fortune. Carl Lauder at Qin Tian. On behalf of the International Court of Justice, I severely condemn your selfish behavior. At Qin Tian. That's right, Qin Tian. If you are sensible, you should contribute your ice-making method to help everyone work together to tide over this extreme heat. Vincent at Qin Tian. Damn Yanlong people, you obviously have more water, but you are stuck in quantity to engage in hunger marketing. My friend stopped replying to my message because he didn't grab the water. You are an executioner. He is the sinner of mankind. Damn, do you still want to show your face? It also represents the International Court of Justice. As early as when the world pushed us out as victims, we were no longer bound by any international forces. Vladimir at, brother, although our country has to break diplomatic relations with you due to some domestic pressure, please believe us, some of us sand bears still regard you Yanlong people as brothers. That's right, they are trying to kill us with knives, and they are talking about morality and the overall situation with us Qin God, you go to Nima. Hee, you foreign devils are just unfamiliar white-eyed wolves. You were the ones who begged us, Mr. Qin Tian, to hold an auction, but now you jump out and bite back. Chen KZ at, don't worry, we understand this too. After all, the chosen ones of both of us have cooperated several times in World of Warships. Zhao Yan at Qin Tian. Boss Qin, don't bring these foreign devils to play next time, just open a password auction hall, and we can buy it in it. Yan Hannah at, hey, next time. When we get out of the novice sea, we have a lot of powerful gods chosen, so we don't need you. And in this world, in the training room of Chengxi Primary School, Coach Yu Chen just finished teaching Qin Xiaoxiao. Under his guidance, Qin Xiaoxiao was finally able to barely control her own strength. I will no longer grab that 100-pound barbell and break the whole barbell in half with force. To be honest, he had never seen a person who could give such a powerful power to the favored one in the fishing boat period. You must know that the little girl in front of you is only 3.5 years old. At the age of 3.5, he can directly break a 100 jin barbell. What kind of perverted power is this? Many children aged 11 or 12. Parents are also fishing boat level god chosen. But the strength is far from reaching this height. Chapter 43. Can the refrigerator be used as an air conditioner? Okay, Xiao, your strength is almost under control, and then you just need to exercise the strength of your knuckles for a while. Yu Chen smiled fondly at Qin Xiao and said, this obedient, sensible and cute little girl. He is loved by all the teachers at school. Okay, thank you Coach Yu, then I. The little girl hadn't finished speaking. I felt the mark on my forehead suddenly become hot again. Then a surge of power began to emerge from his body. Only a click sound was heard. The barbell that could have been held in her hand without breaking was crushed by her. That, Coach, my imprint seems to be hot again. Qin Xiaoxiao blinked her big innocent and bright eyes and said innocently. Yu Chen, World of Warships. Qin Tian looked at the words in the chat channel that kept cursing him. Not only is there no annoyance. On the contrary, my heart is full of joy. This is really sleepy, and someone will give you a pillow. Doesn't this give him an excellent reason to continue selling high-priced water? And it also comes with a wave of promotion functions. Think here. Qin Tian sent messages directly in the chat channel. Qin Tian at Carl Lot. Hee, you talk about humanitarianism with me in World of Warships. Based on the relationship between you and our two countries, this is impossible, and I am still waiting for you to lead my younger brother to encircle and suppress me, so stop beeping and row your boat quickly. After teasing Carl, Qin Tian continued to send messages. Qin Tian at everyone. Originally, I wanted to sell some cheap water tomorrow, but since you foreign devils are so enthusiastic, then I will satisfy your reasons for scolding me. Finished. He didn't even look at the spam messages from Carl below. The chat was immediately closed. Very good. With this reason. In the extremely hot weather in the next few days, I can cry and earn another wave of resources. Because I bought it today. When they buy it again tomorrow, they will directly find reasons for themselves such as, anyway, I bought it yesterday, so I will buy it again today, to convince themselves. So Qin Tian didn't have anything to worry about. Get over all the shitty stuff in the chat channel. It was only then that Qin Tian began to carefully examine the situation in the cabin. Compared with the previous boat canopy, at this moment, the cabin is about 2 square meters larger. And there are steps to the second floor in the corner. Wait for some daily life items to be released in the future. He can transform the first floor into a living room and bathroom. The second floor is used as a bedroom. But now it is so empty that there is not even a bed. Just mess around. And this extremely hot weather is really too hot. His floor was covered by a roof. Not only do you not need to blow the hot wind outside, but you can't even get the hot sun. But even so, hiding inside is still unbearably hot. Looking at the empty water bottle that has been drunk in his hand, Qin Tian sighed and walked outside to the double-door refrigerator. From now on, this cabin is his home. Although there is only one piece of furniture in this house, the double-door refrigerator. If this weather turns on another air conditioner, that would be absolutely perfect. Etc. Air conditioner. Think here. Qin Tian's eyes suddenly widened. He turned his head and used divine detective technique on the double-door refrigerator. Item: legendary double-door refrigerator, rare. Quality: orange. Total volume: 657 liters. Efficacy: refrigeration on the left, freshness preservation on the right, super large capacity. Introduction: this is a super large capacity legendary refrigerator that has undergone high-intensity modification and upgrades. It has built-in solar energy and hydroelectric power generation functions. The degree of freshness preservation, at the same time it can also be used as an air conditioner. Use it as an air conditioner. A flash of inspiration flashed in Qin Tian's mind. He walked over and opened the double door of the refrigerator with both hands. In an instant, a gust of cold air escaped. Almost uncomfortable, Qin Tian got into the refrigerator directly. Yes indeed, why didn't I think of using a refrigerator to cool it? Anyway, there is solar power and hydroelectric power. You don't have to worry about electricity bills at all. Coupled with the enhancement of divine detective technique, the cooling effect of the double-door refrigerator is very good. Even if the refrigerator door is opened, the food inside will not be affected much. About 10 or 20 minutes of work. The cabin, which had been scorching hot, was much cooler. Qin Tian came to the corner and walked up the stairs to the second floor of the cabin. Suddenly, a scorching air wave rushed over. Because there is no roof shade. The entire cabin on the second floor is completely exposed to the sun, so reach out and feel it. The temperature inside made his hands feel a little burning. This temperature is really scary. There is this continuous heat wave drilling hard along this exit. No wonder the temperature downstairs didn't drop any further for a long time. I muttered in my heart. Qin Tian turned and went downstairs, opened the door and walked out of the cabin. After making a wooden basket and picking up a dozen pieces of wood and some metal pieces, I returned to the cabin. He went straight to the second floor. Then make those low-quality metal sheets into iron nails. Take the plank and the hammer. With a ding ding ding, the entrance to the entire second floor was sealed. Here, the scorching air waves suddenly stopped sweeping outward. And Qin Tian went downstairs. Within minutes. Sure enough, the temperature on the first floor dropped a lot. He took out a bottle of half-iced water from the refrigerator and took a sip comfortably. Qin Tian felt that the pores all over his body opened up comfortably. This should be the correct way to survive in World of Warships. The days I experienced in my last life were all difficult days. It was simply an embarrassment to the army of traversers. And in the live broadcast room, countless people who saw this scene were completely bewildered by Qin Tian's unconstrained ideas. Chapter 44. The shock caused by the fishing boat. Come on, use the refrigerator as an air conditioner. Qin Tian's method is really perfect. Worship. I visited more than a dozen live broadcast rooms. Those God-chosen ones are really miserable. It's okay to grab ice water or have water in your hand. Drink or lick it if it's too hot. But I think those who have no water in their hands have already started to die. No way, let alone the novice sea territory, even in the entire World of Warships, once extreme weather breaks out, some veteran gods chosen will still die. It can only be said that Qin Tian's talent and coping ability are too strong, and he can always find the best way to deal with things when encountering things. Brothers, I just came back from Carl's live broadcast room. Those guys are planning to make trouble against God Qin. Oh, don't be funny. Even their less than 200 rafts of stinky fish and rotten shrimps are also worthy to cause trouble with God Qin. It is estimated that God Qin's fishing boat can rush through the middle of their team and kill a lot of people. Let's talk about it in the live broadcast room. Many people immediately quit Qin Tian's live broadcast room, and all transferred to Carl Lowe's live broadcast room. Curious to see what the other party is up to. As a result, as soon as I entered, I saw the endless sea. Hundreds of rafts of different sizes lined up and rowed forward. Carl, who was stimulated by Qin Tian and broke the defense, decided to use all his strength to find Qin Tian. Not only did he order people from the Eurasian Federation to pay more attention to him in the chat channel, I even personally led these 2 days to take refuge in his subordinates and launched a large-scale search. He doesn't believe it. When he brings hundreds of rafts to block the opponent, then Qin Tian could continue to be so stubborn and arrogant. It has been 3 years since Planet will opened World of Warships. As long as there are family members of their top 10 giants in Europe and Asia, which novice sea area was not ruled by them, say the same thing. But this time, he was the only one who met such a perverted Yanlong man. He can totally imagine it. Those in the family have laughed at him and his parents for what they are. In the cabin, Qin Tian naturally didn't know these things. At this moment, he has just filled up the water in the water purifier. Then the 3-time pots that were planted were moved into the house. Originally, he also wanted to move the water purifier into the house. But after a closer look, I found that the solar heat absorbing panels of the water purifier are all installed on the water purifier, and seawater has to be added to it. It is really inconvenient to put it in the house. So he dropped the idea. Just work harder. Every hour I ran out to pick up a wave of water. At this moment, he was lying on his back on the ground, with his arms stretched out and his image completely lost. In his mind, he was browsing through the items listed in the trading market page by page. As long as it is wood and sheet metal, can be bought in linen and rags. He bought them all back. No way. Now he is too short of these 2 materials. He doesn't want to miss any opportunity that can be obtained. An afternoon. He exchanged flax and rags for 1,200 units of low-quality wood and 900 units of low-quality metal pieces. Evening. The setting sun is like blood, reflecting the sunset. The sun, which has been showing off its power for a day, finally ushered in the end. Qin Tian walked out of the cabin. Although the temperature outside and the sea breeze are still hot. But it was so much better than during the day. Open the World Chat channel. Sure enough, many people have already started gearing up. I plan to start searching for supplies at night for the next week. But at this moment, one piece of information caught his attention. I buy karma, brothers, you can never imagine what I just saw. A boat, a super beautiful fishing boat. Oh, my god, I have enough reasons to suspect that this boat belongs to Qin Tian, the chosen one of the Yanlong Empire. Talking. There is also a video attached below. In the video, it is the scene of his boat breaking the waves against the background of the setting sun. In this period when almost everyone is still stuck in the mid-sized raft. His not small fishing boat really stood out from the crowd. Really, with the advent of video, the chat channel exploded in an instant. Niu Pai, now who dares to say that my Yanlong Empire is about to end? I arrived at the fishing boat in a week. With Qin Shen's development speed, wouldn't I get a ship when I left the novice sea area? Wahaha, Qin Shen 666. Looking at the height of this fishing boat from the sea level, I am afraid it is not just a small fishing boat. At least in this novice sea area, Qin Shen has already become the first person chosen by God. Question mark. Damn it, it's because of the wave of resources you contributed at noon that this Yanlong man was able to raise the raft so fast. As I said, you will regret it. Qin Tian saw the last message and clicked on the other person's profile picture curiously. The name appears to be Toby. Why does this avatar and name look familiar? Then Qin Tian opened the transaction details of the trading market. Just slid down. He saw the other party's information in the trader of 170 bottles of water. Yo-ha, there's something about this operation. Talking about educating others. Behind his back, he did everything that others have done. It's hypocritical. Since this is the case, let those people take a good look at the face of this kind of person. Think like this. Qin Tian immediately took a screenshot of the other party's water auction information. Sent directly to the chat channel. As the first person in their group of God's chosen, they are almost recognized. Qin Tian's every move is naturally very eye-catching. As he sent out the screenshot, it immediately attracted the attention of countless God's chosen. It's just that when they saw the content on the screenshot clearly, the expressions of many Yanlong Empire's chosen ones immediately became strange. Really, within seconds, the chat channel was dominated by those from the Eurasian Federation. It's almost all about criticizing the guy named Toby. I can't wait to pull out the 18 generations of the other party's ancestors and flog their corpses again. It's so hateful. This guy himself participated in the auction, and he even succeeded in the auction. Now it turns out to educate them to be enemies. Where's the face? I have never seen such a shameless person. And on a medium-sized raft somewhere in the novice sea territory. A disheveled blonde man looked at the countless civilized expressions in the chat channel that greeted the 18 generations of his ancestors. Immediately, he couldn't help roaring crazily towards the sea. Chapter 45, Ice Cream Gift Pack. And after Qin Tian finished this matter, like a hermit who has accomplished a certain feat, hiding merit and fame, he turned off the chat channel casually. Then with a thought, he silently opened the flat map. I saw it in the lower right corner behind him. Sure enough, there is a raft icon. But at this moment Qin Tian was too lazy to talk to each other. Because it is in the upper left corner in front of him. There is a green quality treasure chest presenting. Qin Tian immediately walked to the thruster. The control direction is heading towards the location of the green treasure chest. Have to say, the speed of 11 knots of this hangar propeller is not bad. On average, it can run more than 20 nautical miles per hour. This is much faster than other people's swipe back and forth. When it was about to get dark, the fishing boat just came to the green treasure chest. Qin Tian turned off the thrusters. It was brought up with a fishing net. Once the lid is lifted, I heard the announcement of the will of the planet. Congratulations to the captain for getting a 100-pack of colorful ice cream gift pack. Congratulations to the captain for getting a box of toiletry set. Congratulations to the captain for obtaining 10 ordinary metal pieces. Congratulations to the captain for getting 50 inferior wood. Looking at the 2 sets of boxes, one big and one small, that appeared on the deck. The surprise on Qin Tian's face was beyond words. It turned out to be an ice cream box and a toiletry box. Don't look at ice cream as a low-level item. But the probability of finding this guy from the treasure chest is extremely low. Among the 100,000 God chosen, no one may be able to open it once a year. As for reality, since the alien invasion, the frozen food ice cream is completely extinct. Poor my daughter has never even tasted ice cream. Think here. Qin Tian immediately returned to the cabin with the 2 kits in his arms. Then take the lead in unpacking the colorful ice cream gift pack. Immediately, the colorful ice cream packaging bags with various names came into view. Fresh milk, chocolate, torch. Qin Tian couldn't help but swallowed hard after watching it. Oh my god, it's actually ice cream. Torch, my favorite. I really want to eat it, woohoo. Qin Shen's luck is simply invincible. In World of Warships this year, no one chosen by the gods has ever offered ice cream. Unexpectedly, it was offered by Qin Shen. Chow Lezi, I really miss that crispy sweetness. Ah, they are all those damned aliens, otherwise why would we not be able to eat ice cream? Oh, I bought karma, I really want to eat it. Question mark. Well, what is this Yanlong man doing? Why didn't he eat it and put all the ice cream in the refrigerator instead? Maybe it's because I'm afraid of melting. In the live broadcast room, I saw Qin Tian offering ice cream. All viewers were hooked. One after another, they turned into licking dogs. I can't wait to crawl along the screen. Grab one and tear open the bag and eat it in your mouth immediately. It's just that Qin Tian's next move made countless monks Zhang puzzled. Obviously looking at Qin Tian's appearance, I really want to eat it. But he gritted his teeth and quickly put all the 100 ice creams into the refrigerator. What is this operation? Eat. It is understandable to be afraid that it will be melted and put in the refrigerator. But isn't it too much not to eat one? Are you waiting to stay for the new year? Many people are so anxious that they want to scold their mothers. Although they can't eat it. But to be able to watch Qin Tian eat, they can more or less solve the problem of gluttons. It's just that Qin Tian seems to be fighting with them. After stuffing 100 ice creams into the refrigerated drawer, he resolutely closed the drawer. Gone. Why don't you eat it? I really want to watch God Qin eat, even if it's just a bite. Question mark. Me too, I have all the pancakes in my hand, so you just show me this. Oh, it's too bad. Get some sugar water and put it in the refrigerator to freeze yourself. It will taste like ice cream to some extent. Countless humble spectators saw Qin Tian put up the ice cream. While being extremely puzzled, they also lamented one after another. And only Mu Ningxie, who lived in the Zhongzhou military base area, knew what Qin Tian's behavior represented. Mom, what is ice cream? Is it delicious? Why doesn't Dad eat it? On the table, Qin Xiaoxiao asked curiously while watching the live broadcast while eating the delicious food made by Mu Ningxie. Ice cream is a snack that is frozen in the refrigerator. It is not only delicious but also cool to eat when it is hot in summer. Mu Ningxie touched the little girl's hair and said with a smile, the reason why Dad doesn't eat it is because he wants to save the ice cream for the snacks. After Dad occupies an island in World of Warships and establishes the Stargate, we will be able to enter the World of Warships, and Xiaoxiao will also be able to taste the ice cream. Wow, I'm looking forward to it. Mom, I miss Dad so much. The little girl's heartfelt inadvertently made Mu Ningxui's eyes blush. Although it's only less than a week. But for her and her daughter. But it seems that Qin Tian has been away for several months. World of Warships. After placing the ice cream, Qin Tian came to the toilet set box again. Open it casually. Inside are 5 toothbrushes and 3 toothpastes. Having not brushed his teeth and washed his face properly for a few days, he immediately took out a piece of bread and a bottle of water from the refrigerator and simply settled the dinner. Then he took the spear he was standing in the corner and cut the bottle in his hand in half. Squeeze out the toothpaste. Then he walked out of the cabin with a self-made toothbrush cup. Against the blowing hot wind, he went to the water purifier to fetch water, walked to the side of the boat and brushed his teeth carefully. After some washing, feel the freshness in your mouth. Qin Tian grinned, revealing his 2 neat rows of big white teeth. It was getting late at this time. The bright moon with the size of a millstone rises gradually. Qin Tian looked at the bright moon. Involuntarily, my thoughts drifted to my wife and daughter. He came into this world, unaccompanied and alone. It was Mu Ningxie who accompanied him when he was loneliest, and risked death to give birth to a daughter for him after the invasion of alien creatures, and gave him a complete home in this strange world. So for the rest of his life. In any case, he would not let this woman suffer any grievances. Since I can't protect their mother and daughter in this world, then let yourself form an unprecedented warship empire in this world of warships. So what if it is the mothership of alien creatures? Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 46, The Future Female General of Tiānxià. Qin Tian poured himself a bowl of chicken soup for the soul with a surge of emotion. Dispel the loneliness and weakness in my heart. In World of Warships, the loneliness of the night can sometimes be the chosen one's worst enemy. It is also necessary to learn to adjust your mood properly. Go back to the cabin and carefully put away the toiletries. Then he walked to the water purifier again. Make a water bottle and take out all the filtered water inside and freeze it in the refrigerator. After watering the 3 pots of fruit saplings, he lay down on the ground and fell into a deep sleep. Early the next morning, when the fiery red sun just jumped up from the sea level, in Qin Tian's mind, the dee-dee sound of a private chat suddenly sounded. He has already developed the habit of sleeping with high vigilance. He opened his eyes as soon as the voice sounded. After realizing that it was a private chat message, without thinking about it, he knew that it must be Li Yangming sending him a message. Open it and have a look. Sure enough. Qin Shen, boss, are you up yet? Qin Tian moved his shoulders that were sore from sleeping on the floor all night. Message the other party back. Get up, why did you send the message so early? There is almost a second back. Hey, I've been searching for supplies all night, little brother, I'm about to die of sleepiness. Then without waiting for Qin Tian to reply, he sent the second message quickly. That's right, God Qin, a woman named Nangongle opened a treasure chest last night and found out a blueprint of a wooden bed. She wanted to sell you for water, but because she didn't have any friends with you, she added me and let me. Do you want to see it? Wooden bed. See here. Qin Tian's eyes lit up immediately. That must be done. Open the friend request interface. Sure enough, I saw Nangongle in it. Look at the other person's profile picture. She is a beautiful little girl of 17 or 18 years old with loose long hair, etc. Nangong fun. Could this girl be the one to open the treasure chest next year? The super nanny who won the annual super award, skill upgrade coupon, and then directly upgraded her talent blood recovery skills to SSS level. Qin Tian quickly returned a message to Li Yangming. And after trading today's food and water to the other party, then he agreed to this Nangongle's friend request. Wow, boss, you finally agree with my friend, you are my idol now. Qin Tian just agreed. A message from Nangongle was sent over there. Look at each other's portrait. 17 or 18 years old, full of vigor. It is the time of youth in life. But what is this full of star-chasing sense of sight? Is World of Warships still enjoying this? Qin Tian shook his head amusedly. Immediately send a message. Hello, I heard that you have opened a drawing of a wooden bed and want to sell it to me. Yes, it is a blue quality wooden bed drawing. Boss, I want to change some water. Qin Tian thought for a while, and sent a message to the other party. Yes, I can give you 4 bottles of ice water for the blue quality wooden bed blueprint. Boss, please give me 5 bottles. Brother Li said, his water is stored in your place for freezing, and I want to store it in your place for freezing. Just give me a bottle every day, just enough help me get through 5 days of extreme heat. Qin Tian didn't refuse even after looking at it. For him now, it doesn't matter if there is one more bottle of water or one less bottle of water, and it has no effect. Instead, it was this little girl. Why is my heart so big? Aren't you afraid that he will go straight to blackout tomorrow and disappear? In this vast world of warships, being cheated is often only a dumb loss, and there is no way out. And what he didn't know was, for his character and character, Li Yang will boast about it at Nangongla tomorrow morning. It's almost like calling him the savior of the reincarnation of the stars in the sky. Okay, then let's start trading now. I will trade today's water to you first. After returning a sentence of information, Qin Tian then initiated a transaction application. Put a bottle of completely frozen water on top. Next second, there is also an extra blueprint in the opponent's transaction column. Qin Tian scanned the information. After confirming that it was a wooden bed of blue quality, he directly chose to confirm. Then the trading panel disappears. Qin Tian also had a thin blueprint in his hand. Thank you, boss, now I have more confidence in the extremely hot weather for the next 5 days. The other party sent a message to thank you. It's okay, we just need each other. By the way, I would like to ask, what are your talents and skills? Nothing else, just curious. Qin Tian couldn't help but ask what was on his mind. What's the matter? What I awakened is AD-level talent skill team escort, which can restore blood to the ships of myself and 4 teammates, but the amount of blood returned is a bit touching. Thank you, very practical skill. I look forward to the day when you shine in World of Warships. See the message sent back by the other party. Qin Tian was determined in his heart immediately. It was the girl without a doubt. I heard that the girl was recruited by the military fleet after her skills were upgraded in her previous life. In the scourge of dealing with a world-class pirate attack, she alone led a fleet of 500 people to resist the main force of thousands of pirates on the opposite side. Talent skills open. He dragged the main force of thousands of pirates on the opposite side to fight from morning to afternoon, buying enough time for the military to eliminate the pirates from the other 3 directions. Then the 3 parties come together in one place. The main army of thousands of pirates was completely wiped out. Not to mention successfully defending the island in the hands of the military. There are also huge benefits. And this battle made Nangong the most famous. It was that none of the 500 warships led by her sank from morning to afternoon. Also because of this Nangongla later made the leap to Rear Admiral in just 1 year. And it is highly valued by the military and loved by soldiers. In the sea area, it has the reputation of Dawn's female general. Chapter 47. Put 200 bottles of ice water on the shelves. This is a potential stock. Investment can be increased. Qin Tian had a plan in his heart. After all, except for him now, this woman will be the one with the highest achievement among all the chosen ones in the Yanlong Empire in the next 3 years. Moreover, he was able to restrain the upright-tempered bosses in the military department, and he was also recognized and loved by them. It proves that there is nothing wrong with this girl's character and character. Silently take this matter to heart. Qin Tian then lowered his head and set his eyes on the blueprint in his hand. Item: Advanced Wooden Bed Blueprint. Quality: Blue. Crafting requirements: Ordinary wood 10, Ordinary metal sheet 10, Ordinary plastic 10, rag 10. Efficacy: It can be used to make a comfortable double wooden bed with palm mattress. Sleeping on it can help relieve fatigue. High quality goods advanced. Ordinary wood 35, ordinary nails 25, ordinary plastic 50, rags 30, can be advanced into a purple epic wooden bed. Advanced advancement. High quality wood 30, high quality nails 20, high quality plastic 40, rags 60, can be advanced into an orange legendary wooden bed. It seems that this wooden bed can only be advanced to the legendary level. But it was enough for him. It's just for sleeping after all. Can't fight again. Open the composition panel. It costs 120 low quality wood, 80 low quality metal sheet, 160 low-quality plastic and 60 rags to craft the required materials. Then he got up and chose a middle position against the wall. Directly select Use Drawings. Manufacturing a high-grade wooden bed requires 30 high-quality wood, 20 high-quality nails, 40 high-quality plastics, and 60 rags. Do you want to make it? Manufacture. Qin Tian's eyes are full of anticipation. Can sleep in bed. Who wants to sleep on a hard plank every day? Disappears along with blueprints and synthesized genocide. He saw an exquisite ivory white bed of 2 meters by 2 meters appearing in front of his eyes. There was also a faint scent of sandalwood on the bed. At the same time, the rules of the will of the planet are also very thoughtful to provide these necessities as a 4-piece bed set. Qin Tian thought. The properties panel of the wooden bed was opened directly. Item: legendary wooden bed. Quality: orange. Efficacy: the top luxury wooden bed with natural R-rubber mattress and R-rubber 4-piece set has super high comfort, adjusts the spine, prevents dust and mites, and other functions. With it, you will have a high quality sleep quality, can guarantee that you will be vigorous and energetic the next day. Question mark question mark question mark. What does the following sentence mean? It seems that something strange has been added. Anyway, it still looks pretty good. After reading the effect, Qin Tian also didn't care about the sour smell of sweat on his body. Throw yourself directly on the bed. Suddenly, the comfortable softness made him stretch out on the bed involuntarily. After some experience, he jumped out of bed. Okay, not bad. But right now he has more important things to do. Come to the refrigerator. Move all the frozen hard drinking water on the left to the fresh keeping box on the right. Then he took out his toiletries and prepared to go out to wash. As a result, the hatch was opened. The scorching air outside almost persuaded him to retreat. But he is determined. Still walked out with firm steps. There will be more challenges in extreme weather in the future. Is it because I was at ease yesterday? Are you going to indulge in comfort? In World of Warships, not being able to endure hardship means being eliminated. Elimination is death. After washing with water from the water purifier, he made another bottle and took all the filtered water out. The water purifier is then refilled by pulling sea water from the sea with an iron bucket tied with a rope. Put the newly connected 17 bottles of water into the refrigerator and freeze them. He immediately took a piece of bread, opened the hatch and walked out. Stand on deck, facing the blowing hot wind. After eating the bread in 3s and 5s. While the sun is not too hot, he came to the stern and fired the thrusters. Open the plane map and select the location of a wooden barrel, then control the fishing boat to drive there. Probably has been salvaged until close to 10 o'clock. The sinister rays of the sun forced Qin Tian to set the thrusters to automatic mode. Then he retreated into the cool shade under the canopy. Drank half a bottle of water. A morning time. He salvaged about 6 material barrels. Some basic supplies and a few bottles of water were prescribed. With the blowing sea breeze getting hotter and hotter, Qin Tian hid in the cabin after receiving another wave of water with the bottle. The comfortable coolness made him not want to go out once he came in. Reserved 9 bottles of water to water the 3 pots of fruit saplings. See after the acceleration effect is not triggered. Qin Tian then turned his head and came to the front of the refrigerator. Throw in the rest of the water. And open the world chat channel. Question mark. Oh my god, I searched for supplies all night. It's really hot. Big brothers, which one of you has water in your hand? I traded a bottle, drank it and got ready for bed. I also want to buy water. I have already finished drinking the bottle of ice water I took yesterday. I have to say that the effect of that ice water is really good. I had a slight heat stroke and was a little dizzy, but after drinking it, I immediately became much more energetic. Question mark. Oh, yes, I am the same way. I don't know if the Yanlong people will sell ice water again today. It is because of that bottle of ice water that keeps my life alive. I was able to harvest 5 wooden barrels last night. Oh, by karma, it's awesome, brother, how did you do it? I only harvested 3 wooden barrels in one night. Shit, I only harvested 2, but 10 bottles of water were opened in one of the barrels. Fake, you're so lucky, the value of 10 bottles of water is more than the value of my 5 wooden barrels. Question mark. Well, I only kept 2 bottles, and sold the rest on the trading market. I plan to buy 2 more bottles of ice water from the chosen one from the Yanlong Empire. ... See below. Many people are waiting to buy his ice water. Qin Tian didn't have ink marks either. Open the trading market and hang up all 200 bottles of ice water. Chapter 48 Compendium of Materia Medica, The Unbearable Big Ocean Horse. 100 bottles of ice water. Each bottle can be exchanged for 100 units of inferior metal. 100 bottles of ice water. Each bottle can be exchanged for 200 units of inferior wood. These 2 pieces of information about selling water are posted above. Some people who have been paying attention to the trading market suddenly complained. Fake, 100 units of metal sheet, 200 units of wood. Yanlong people, are you stealing money? Question mark. Yeah, this is too dark for such a high price. I wanted to buy 2 more bottles. Question mark. Is Qin Tian putting ice water on shelves again? Let me go. 100 units of metal sheet, 200 units of wood, all my belongings these 2 days. Question mark. Ah, damn it. I only opened 2 wooden barrels last night, and the supplies are simply not enough to pay the price of ice water. Did you upstairs have no stock at all before? ... Looking at the ice water hanging in the trading market for more than 10 minutes before selling more than 20 bottles of ice water, there is no movement. Qin Tian couldn't help frowning slightly. What's the situation? Could it be that my 170 bottles of water drained all the most powerful gods chosen from this group of gods chosen yesterday? But he changed his mind. My heart was relieved immediately. Most situation. World of Warships will give the chosen one a week to develop steadily. There is only a 20% chance of such an early climate extreme. In this situation, opening wooden barrels or treasure chests in the Novice Sea area has a chance to open good things. But it will also make the vast majority of God chosen have insufficient development time, and it is difficult to cope with the extreme climate that arrives in advance. He ignored it. After all, in the last life, they had developed smoothly for a week before they encountered extreme weather. It's just that this time it changed for some unknown reason. Under the influence of extremely hot weather, most of the chosen ones chose the search method of day and night. And at night, although there is that round of bright moonlighting, but farther places are still blind spots in the field of vision. As a result, the number of material barrels found by the chosen will be greatly reduced. In turn, the trading volume in the market will also decrease accordingly. After all, not everyone is like him, can have a talent skill that can be used as a radar detector. But understanding is understanding. Qin Tian still didn't intend to reduce the price of these ice water. In extremely hot weather, these ice cubes are not just water that freezes into ice. They can also have a medicinal effect of physical cooling. So although these ice cubes are expensive, but it shouldn't be a problem to sell all of them within a week. Since high-priced ice cubes can't go in volume, then take the route of mid-range semi-ice water and low-priced drinking water. People are alive, can they still be suffocated to death by urine? Store some more water during the day today. It happened to be on the shelves for a while before those chosen by the gods searched for supplies at night. I have a plan in mind. Qin Tian no longer paid attention to the situation of selling water. Instead, he turned his attention to the newly launched goods and blueprints in the trading market. Just after walking around, he didn't see anything that he could see. Forget it, let's exercise. Qin Tian suddenly said this. Whether it's the polar night next week or the cold that follows, it is an extremely severe test for a person's body and physique. In his last life, he carried the polar night and the cold on a medium-sized raft and a large raft respectively. Although difficult, but paddling every day, physical exercise is also self-evident. In this life, he upgraded the raft to a fishing boat early on. And there is a fully automatic machine like a thruster to replace his manpower. Don't fall ill due to lack of exercise and blowing a few sea breezes in the weather of -30 to 40 degrees. Then he can be funny. Exercise your muscles. Qin Tian immediately began to practice the compendium of materia medica kicking exercises that were all the rage before time travel. Cross-legged, kicking, crutching, kicking. Each group of 4-8 beats. Even if the cabin is cooled by the refrigerator, it seems that the air conditioner is turned on. But the strenuous exercise still made Qin Tian sweat profusely very quickly. And in the live broadcast room, all the audience who saw this scene widened their eyes in astonishment. I'm going, what is the anchor doing? In the extremely hot weather of 60 to 70 degrees, the other god-chosen suffers from heat stroke, but the anchor is doing aerobics on the boat. Do you think this is reasonable? Foreign devils, don't be sour, this is my god Qin's strength, not only reasonable, but also very scientific. Not to mention, this aerobics movement is very exciting, the rhythm is comfortable, easy to use, not to mention, I don't choose any venue. If you follow along with the practice, you can add a more dynamic background music, and I'll jump right into it with this jump. ... Maybe Qin Tian himself didn't think of it. Because of his inadvertent exercise. The shuttlecock exercise of Compendium of Materia Medica, which was once popular all over the internet, was introduced into the parallel world Blue Star. Practiced for about half an hour. It was so hot that Qin Tian simply took off his shirt and threw it on the bed. Now the painting style in the live broadcast room started to crooked in an instant. Question mark. Wow, my god, is this Yanlong man in such a good figure? Question mark. Ah, hubby, these 8-pack abs are really handsome, the sweat on them makes me thirsty. Upstairs, be more reserved, as women of the great lighthouse empire, how can we be so worthless, isn't it just abs, far worse than those 2 pectoral muscles? Question mark. No, I didn't expect that this man from the Yanlong Empire not only has good looks, but also has such an outstanding figure. I feel like I'm about to be conquered by this Yanlong man. Sisters, don't save me, just let me sink into the gentle village like this. ... The area where the Zhongzhou military base is stationed. In a bright and spacious 3-bedroom house. Mu Ningxie was really d off seeing the smoky barrage in the live broadcast room. Silver teeth clenched. It's so shameless. Why are these foreign women so nympho? At the same time, she looked at Qin Tian's sculpture-like figure and couldn't help but miss the latter even more. Chapter 49. The dragon has reverse scales. Qin Tian naturally knew nothing about these things. The whole day passed like this. In the evening, when the sun is about to set to the west, the voice of Dididi, private chat suddenly sounded in Qin Tian's mind. He stops, after taking a few deep breaths under control. Then opened the private chat. I saw Li Yangming's head flickering frantically. Qin Shen, something has happened, those foreign devils are doing something, please watch the chat channel. See this message. With a thought, Qin Tian opened the world chat channel. I saw the headshots of countless foreigners inside were crazily sending out bullet screens. Question mark. Ha ha ha, that's right, just tie these people up like this, forcing the Qin Tian to reduce the ice water to the original price. Why do you want to drop it to the original price and let him give it to us for free? I think I bought it for 0 yuan in the shopping malls in Liberty City back then, but when I came to this damn World of Warships, I had to compromise with a yellow-skinned monkey. Farkers is a shame. Those Yanlong people have always claimed to be a country of civilization and etiquette. Torture these 3 people, and see if Qin Tian can lower the price. Yes, let's do this, and by the way, let those national gods who refuse to obey the discipline of our lighthouse empire take a good look at it. This is the end of going against us. Look at these chats. Qin Tian frowned and started scrolling through the chat history. Soon a recorded video was seen on it. In the video, 2 men and 1 woman stood on their respective rafts and were besieged by more than a dozen foreign devils. Those foreign devils either persecuted or threatened them and asked the 3 to kneel on the raft and perform many humiliating actions. Slightly dissatisfied, among those Gentile devils there would be 2 rafts equipped with crossbows to shoot. Finished shooting, they then let the 3 men consume wood to repair the damaged raft. Listen to those conversations in the video. Qin Tian understood. The three god-chosen of the Yanlong Empire were somehow surrounded by a dozen or so foreign devils from the Eurasian Federation. Then these foreign devils used methods of humiliation and torture, trying to threaten him with the lives of these three people. Let him lower the price of ice water in the trading market. Have to say, although this method is bad, it is insidious. But it works a lot in World of Warships. Because of the time and space live broadcast. The targeted targets are relatives outside and their own reputation. Often choose to compromise. And at this moment, the private message notification sounded again. Qin Tian opened it and took a look. It turns out that the message was actually sent by Nangongla. Boss, have you watched the video and information in the chat channel? Qin Tian returns. ? I'm watching, what's wrong? Boss, if you want to lower the price, that's fine, but don't be desperate to save people. Qin Tian was curious. ? Okay, why? Don't you think my fishing boat can't beat these dozen rafts? That's not true. Boss, your medium-sized fishing boat definitely doesn't need to pay attention to their dozen or so garbage. What I'm worried about is that there may be a trap behind it. Nangongla was very worried and continued to send messages. Last night when I was searching for supplies, I was bored with the water group. I saw someone in the chat channel saying that I saw a huge fleet organized by Karl Lott, and there seemed to be fishing boats in it. ? I watched the entire chat process carefully later, and indeed many people from the Eurasian Federation said that they had joined this fleet named Karl, and their goal was to find traces of you, boss. And when I watched the video just now, the faces of two people seemed to be the heads of the foreign devils who claimed to have joined Karl's fleet last night. Qin Tian looked at this message. Suddenly, a flash of inspiration flashed in my heart. It turned out to be like this. He gets it. I have some guesses in my heart. There is a high probability that this guy Karl Lotter made a game. I don't know where they caught the three Yanlong Empire's chosen ones, and then recorded a video of them humiliating and playing and sent them to the chat channel. Next, maybe there will be some sailors clamoring for him to save people. He stared at the contents of the chat channel. Really? Just such a short time. Under the leadership of caring people. The chat has gone from asking him to lower the price of ice water to asking him to give it away for free. Some people even speculated that he should have opened a refrigerator. ? Speaking of which, how did this Qin Tian freeze his drinking water? I don't seem to have heard anyone say that there are glaciers in our Novice Sea area. I guess 9 times out of 10 it is the refrigerator or the blueprint. ? Yes, I thought the same way. Damn it, that humble Yanlong man should obediently contribute the refrigerator. How could he, a yellow-skinned monkey, be qualified to master such a good thing? Maji at Qin Tian, people from Yanlong, I suddenly changed my mind. I should let you obediently come here to save people. As long as you leave the refrigerator, we will let you 3 compatriots go. Otherwise, we will live broadcast in time and space watched by millions of viewers. They cut off their heads with a dagger. ? Coordinate sharing. Owen at Qin Tian, cutting off the head is a bit too inhumane. As a civilized person, I think it would be better to cut the throat with a dagger. Kewin at Qin Tian, alas, it's a pity that your relatives and family members didn't come in. If they were captured by us, then things would become very simple. It would be even better if you have a beautiful wife, ha ha ha. ... Look at these contents. Qin Tian's expression, which was originally calm, changed immediately. There was a strong murderous intent in his eyes. The dragon has reverse scales. If you touch it, you will die. Kewin's words successfully touched his inverse scales. Since you are looking for death, then I will fulfill you. Qin Tian looked at that coordinate sharing with a cold face. Chapter 50 Karl's Conspiracy. And in the live broadcast room, countless Yanlong people looked at these chats with anger and helplessness. How many times has this happened? How many of their chosen ones are just being teased by each other like this? Then he was bullied to death because of his lack of talent. Damn, these beasts. Is this something that civilized people can do? What's the difference between slitting a throat and cutting off a head? Question mark. I'm sorry, this is because I'm afraid that God Qin won't come over, so I use God Qin's family to provoke him. It's too insidious, I feel that there must be fraud in it. Brothers, don't let God Qin go. I just came back from Carl's live broadcast room, and it's just like what the Nangong goddess chooser said, these dozen or so foreign devils are just a decoy, and they are far away. There are hundreds of foreign devils in ambush. Question mark. Tiānxià is a medium-sized fishing boat with propellers to drive it, so there is nothing to worry about even facing those hundreds of small rafts, right? It would be good for the opponent to have a maximum of 5 ship crossbows. I thought so too at the beginning, but brother, you can find out when you go to Carl's live broadcast room. That guy recruited a lot of people yesterday, and in the morning, he probably used all the supplies that hundreds of people searched for. Now their fleet there are 5 fishing boats inside, although those 5 fishing boats are not as big as Tiānxià's fishing boats. Come on, 5 fishing boats. This is not fun. If the other party is determined to keep Tiānxià, and directly uses the method of colliding with both sides, after forcing Tiānxià to stop, the rest of the team will directly fight, it will be over. Question mark. God Qin, don't go. ... It's just that no matter how much they discourage and pray in the live broadcast room, all turned out to be to no avail. Because it can't affect Qin Tian at all. He stared at K Wen's head several times. After thoroughly remembering his appearance in his heart, Qin Tian immediately clicked on the shared coordinates. He saw green arrows suddenly appearing in front of his eyes. Then it extended to the front left position for a long time, and the number of nautical miles of the remaining distance was also marked. Without the slightest hesitation, Qin Tian opened the hatch and walked to the stern. Control the propeller. Against the blowing hot wind, the fishing boat was steered to sail quickly in the direction indicated by the green arrow. It is not too late for a gentleman to take revenge for 10 years. What is king in the end? Qin Tian said that they were all on the same side and took a rest. Today there is him without the other party, there is the other party without him. I don't even know the mothers who don't abuse those little foreign devils. His surname, Qin Tian, was written upside down. Seeing Qin Tian furious, he rushed straight to the coordinates in a hurry. Many Yanlong people in the live broadcast room sighed. Still too impulsive, too young. Right now, we can only hope that Qin Tian's fishing boat has a strong combat effectiveness. Otherwise, it would be outflanked by the opponent's huge fleet. Then wouldn't the hope they had hoped for so hard be shattered again? Beautiful fishing boats ride the wind and waves and sail fast. Qin Tian adjusted his direction from time to time. The plane map in his mind is also constantly monitoring the movement of everyone within 30 nautical miles. But Qin Tian didn't think about hiding. Under his almost brutal rampage. In the chat channel, someone took a video and exposed the news that Qin Tian was driving a boat to the coordinates. As soon as this video comes out, in an instant, the entire Novice Sea area was detonated. The chosen ones who were closer rowed their boats towards the coordinates. I want to see this much anticipated classic battle. Those who are far away have always opened the chat channel, kneeling and begging the boss who has already rushed to record a video for them and send it to the channel to open their eyes. And at this time Qin Tian. Suddenly, the private message prompt of, "Dididi," sounded in my mind. He opened it to have a look. It turned out that Li Yangming and Nangong sent messages one after another. "Boss, don't be impulsive. Nangong told me the situation. Be careful not to fall into the trap of those foreign devils." "Boss, why did you rush over? Didn't you say that the other party was cheating?" Seeing this, Qin Tian smiled. After replying to them, "Don't worry, I know what's in mind," he controlled the fishing boat and continued to follow the arrows. 35 nautical miles, 33 nautical miles, 30 nautical miles. When the coordinates enter 30 nautical miles, a dozen icons of rafts immediately appeared on the edge of the flat map in my mind. The icon is surrounded by a circle. Outside were 14 rafts. Form a circle to tightly surround the 3 rafts inside. Those people should be right. Sailed forward about 2 nautical miles. Qin Tian saw a large group of densely packed raft icons appearing on the edge of the flat map. And in the middle of those raft icons, there are actually 5 fishing boat icons. No wonder Karl Lott dared to set up such a trap after knowing that his raft had been upgraded into a fishing boat. This is something to rely on. Look at that in a semicircle. More and more raft icons appear. Qin Tian couldn't help but exclaim in his heart. Good guy. To say the least, there must be more than 300 rafts, right? It is indeed the world's top chaebol family. This appeal is indeed awesome. With these more than 300 rafts, plus those 5 fishing boats, I really want to entangle him in the middle. It is really possible to keep him here. After all, with his current level of fishing boat development, there is no ability to resist the opponent's crowd-hopping tactics. But Qin Tian didn't panic about it. His main combat strength now is concentrated on the ship crossbow and his talent skills. Can kill enemies from a distance. Why do you have to fight melee with others? Isn't that letting his mobility advantage go, and looking for death? So, think here. Qin Tian walked to the bow immediately. The mythical crossbow was also moved to the stern of the ship. Then opened the compositing panel. 200 units of high-quality wood were synthesized from 800 units of low-quality wood. Do all the preparations. Then sailed for more than an hour. His fishing boat was less than 3 nautical miles away from the opponent. With the last rays of the setting sun. At this moment, both he and the other party can vaguely see each other's boat shadows. And on the flat map in his mind. At this time, the huge fleet commanded by Karl Lott seemed to have received some news, and moved slowly. Already discovered. Seeing this, Qin Tian chuckled lightly. Then control the fishing boat. Drive quickly towards the 14 rafts in an arc. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 51. Kuáng, Frightened and Desperate. 14 rafts on the opposite side. The 14 members of the Eurasian Federation, who were still beating and scolding the 3 Yanlong gods chosen just now, and kept bullying, saw the giant steel beast approaching from far and near at a fast speed. They were all in a daze for an instant. What the hell? Is this a large fishing boat? Fuck! How did this Yanlong man ascend the ship? In just a few days, he actually upgraded the raft into a large fishing boat. Oh, the Yanlong people bid for a wave of ice water earlier. That's fine, but the problem is that the hull of such a large ship is still covered with iron sheets. How could these 14 baits have any chance of survival? Such a comparison. The 5 fishing boats promoted by their fleet today are simply younger brothers. Damn it, Kuáng, it's because you didn't talk through your brain. This guy wouldn't just drive a boat and hit him right on the raft. Looking at the extremely oppressive steel giant, a brown-haired man from the lighthouse country couldn't help swallowing, complaining in a trembling voice. Fake, is that what I want to say? Master Karl entrusted us with the task of luring the enemy. If we don't lure this Qin Tian over, have you thought about the consequences? Hearing Kuáng's answer, the blonde and blue-eyed Maggie next to him said with a dignified expression, "The problem is that we have attracted him now. What should we do next? It's a large fishing boat, and it's wrapped in iron sheets. I guess the ship's crossbow hits the opponent's ship, and even 10 points of attack damage can't be dealt out. Damn it, careless, we have to find a way to survive until Master Karl and his army arrive." Kuáng, who was also distressed, scratched the back of his head. However, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the 3 flame dragon chosen not far away who were surrounded by them. Immediately there was excitement in his eyes and he said, "By the way, capture those 3 Yanlong people and let them be our hostages." Presumably that Qin Tian would dare to attack his own compatriots. Great idea, Kuáng, you're really insane. I think you'll be fine as an advisor to Master Karl in the future. Stop flattering, hurry up, the Yanlong people are about to enter the range of 300 meters from us. Ha ha ha, don't worry, the boat crossbow is so easy to hit. Maggie waved his hand indifferently and said, ... It's just that he just finished speaking. From the stern of the huge fishing boat, 4 sea-sized crossbow arrows were fired, swish. Magina's medium-sized raft equipped with a crossbow was shot by 4 crossbow arrows one after another. The huge force pushed his entire raft back 2 meters. Then under the horrified gaze of all of them, Maggie's raft, which was able to rank up to the upper middle combat strength in their fleet, was directly scattered into broken planks. He fell into the sea together with Maggie. Oh, damn it, my raft. Maggie, who fell into the sea, looked extremely ugly. He snarled. Waving his arms, he wanted to get on his companion's raft. It's just that he hasn't waited for him to swim past. The 4 piercing sounds sounded again. In the end, 3 of the sea-sized sharp crossbow arrows shot onto the raft with incomparable precision. And the last crossbow bolt fell into the sea by rubbing against the side of the raft. The chosen one who escaped by chance felt that his heart was about to stop beating. Feeling the damp heat coming from his crotch, he opened the raft's attribute panel and looked at it. While consuming wood to make repairs, he shouted to Qin, "It's over, it's over, my raft only has 9 points of blood left, it will be gone after another wave of attack." Hear this. Qin's eyeballs almost popped out. "Owen, what nonsense are you talking about? You must have misunderstood what kind of crossbow bolts can do such high damage. How could 3 crossbow arrows hit 291 points of blood?" Qin couldn't believe it. "That's right, there are really only 9 points of blood left. No, Qin, I want to quit, this Yanlong man is too fierce, if this continues, none of the 14 of us will survive." Bar. Finished. He rowed his oars to escape from here. It's just that he didn't wait for him to draw 2 meters. 3 sea-sized crossbow bolts shot out again. It landed directly on his raft with only a trace of blood remaining. In an instant, the last 9 points of blood on his raft were taken away. Let him fall into the sea with more than a dozen planks. Impossible. Damn it, what is the quality of this Yanlong's boat crossbow and talent? Why can it hit such a high damage, and still hold 3 arrows in a row? Qin felt like he was going crazy. He could see it. The other party didn't come to save people at all. Instead, he came directly to kill them. Otherwise, there would be no room for discussion. As soon as they met, they fired crossbow arrows and started fighting. "Fake, Qin Tian, we admit defeat, we are willing to release these 3 Yanlong people and stop the exchange of fire." Qin put his hands in a gesture of surrender and shouted loudly. Before he talked cheaply, he didn't expect Qin Tian's boat crossbow to be so strong. It was originally in his plan. They would play back and forth for several minutes. Then it was dragged until Carl's large army surrounded him, and then devoured Qin Tian in one bite. But I didn't expect that the opponent's ship was several levels higher than them. Even the boat crossbow is ridiculously strong. It is completely crushing level existence. Facing such combat power, he couldn't even think of fighting to the death. I just want to stabilize the other party by negotiating first. Wait for Master Carl's large army to arrive. Then their mission is complete. Whoosh whoosh. Only in the face of his plea for surrender, Qin Tian didn't have the slightest intention of negotiating. What greeted him directly were the 4 big sea crossbow arrows that smashed his head and face. See this scene. Qin's face was filled with panic and despair. Chapter 52 Carl's determination. "No," Qin yelled unwillingly. But this time luck seemed to be on Qin Tian's side again. Although one of the 4 crossbow arrows still failed. But the last of the other 3 had a sinking effect. The blood volume of Qin Raft was directly cleared. Then he followed in the footsteps of the 2 companions in front of him. Along with a pile of planks fell into the sea. At the moment of contact with seawater, Qin's heart went cold. It's too hot. The fiery seawater scorched by the sun became hot in just a second, so he screamed loudly. Using both hands and feet, he desperately wanted to swim up to his closest companion raft. But which he swims to? Not 10 seconds. That raft will be quickly sunk by Qin Tian. After sinking 3 rafts in a row, the remaining members of the Eurasian Federation have also sensed Qin Tian's intentions. Just see Qin swimming towards their raft on all 4s. They slapped and stopped them with their paddles as if they had seen a plague god. Owen and Maggie, who had successfully climbed onto the raft of their companions before, lay on the raft, looking at Qin, who was as hot as a steamed crab in the sea. Both of them couldn't bear to glance to the other side. Although they knew that Qin Tian would definitely not let them go. But at this moment, they still chose to stand by and watch from the bottom of their hearts. Fake squid, I curse you. In sea water. Kuáng, whose face was flushed, saw this scene. With anger and despair on his face, he began to yell and curse. Cursing and cursing, he became short of breath due to the high temperature and lack of oxygen. Then stretched out his hands in regret and unwillingness, and sank to the bottom of the sea bit by bit. To him, this is just a minute before dying. It was hell. He didn't close his eyes until he died. Just looking at the raft of his companion with resentment and viciousness. Slowly disappear. In the studio, many people applauded. But many people are full of worries. Just such a short time. In the distance, the hundreds of rafts appeared under the leadership of 5 fishing boats. I don't know if Qin Tian can leave smoothly. And that huge fleet is no longer deterrent to Qin Tian, who has sunk 6 rafts. I saw him manipulating the fishing boat to circle around the remaining 8 rafts. The 6 rafts surrounding each other with their own strength fired crossbow arrows continuously. He found that the accuracy of his manual control of the crossbow was really bad. Just use the opponent to practice. Almost less than 2 minutes. The 8 rafts turned into a pile of planks floating on the sea. Maggie, Owen and others did not escape the end of sinking into the bottom of the sea to feed the fish. Qin Tian watched them sink into the bottom of the sea one after another. Then, carrying a ship crossbow that was exploded on the deck and not a lot of supplies, it turned around and walked away in a calm manner. As for the first 3 Yanlong Empire gods chosen, as early as Qin Tian successively sank several rafts, they had already taken advantage of the chaos to quickly break out and escape. In any case, this combat operation was quite successful. Not only did they kill the target and rescue the hostages, but also accidentally exploded a ship crossbow. This result has greatly exceeded Qin Tian's expectations. Naturally, all of this was captured by the god chosen from all over the world who came to watch in advance not far away. The video is sent to the chat channel. It immediately aroused heated discussions among countless gods chosen. Qin Shenyu criticizes, YYDS, this is really a revenge that won't last overnight, and it will be killed by thunder. Question mark. Ha ha ha, have you seen that Kuáng? Those who were so frightened raised their hands and surrendered, but Qin Shen hit him with a sinking effect in seconds. My god, I didn't feel anything special when I watched the Yanlong people's fishing boat alone in the video, but now I compared it with these rafts, and I realized that Qin Tian's fishing boat is so big. Is this already upgraded to a large fishing boat? Question mark. Who knows, with the strength of this Yanlong Empire's chosen one who completely breaks the rules, even if you say that his fishing boat is only a medium-sized fishing boat, I wouldn't be surprised. Wait, it's not really just a medium-sized fishing boat, is it? Question mark. Am I the only one who noticed the abnormality of Qin Tian's boat crossbow? The 3 arrows hit 291 points of damage, almost instantly killing a medium-sized raft. What kind of crossbow is this? The one upstairs, it's not that no one noticed, it's just that I was so scared that I couldn't believe it. No, for the sake of my own life, I decided to stay away from those chosen by the Yanlong Empire in the future. And on the sea battlefield where the battle was fought just now, Carl exhaustedly rowed the fishing boat and led the huge fleet over. It's just that there are a few piles of wooden boards scattered everywhere. It's completely empty here. Fake. Damn Qin Tian. How could his crossbow have such a high attack power? After watching the video recorded by others, Carl jumped angrily. At the same time, he couldn't help feeling a deep fear in his heart. Once upon a time, his fathers also lamented to him the mystery and power of this great oriental country. It's just that the arrival of alien creatures made them seize the opportunity to unite with other countries to cut the Yanlong Empire severely and fatally. Only then did the growth of the Oriental Dragon be restrained, and it fell into a deep sleep again. But now, Carl felt the Oriental power that his parents called mysterious from Qin Tian. This Qin Tian cannot stay. Definitely strangle him in the novice sea. Without warning, Carl suddenly had such a determination in his heart. Carl, at everyone, from now on, the Eurasian Federation will go all out to arrest Qin Tian of the Yanlong Empire. Anyone who provides information and help, after I successfully capture Qin Tian. Gather the strength of the entire fleet to help he evolve the Raft directly to the fishing boat class. As soon as this news came out, immediately, the eyes of countless God-chosen people turned blue. Break straight from the Raft into a fishing boat. How much material and time can this save? Chapter 53 Accumulate materials and prepare for upgrade. Carl's bounty made countless gods chosen in the Novice Sea territory all excited. If there is no special occasion, the vast majority of these ordinary God-chosen people accept to buy water and food every day. It is not bad to have 2/10 of the supplies left in your hands. But now, the young master of the Lot family offered such a reward. One can imagine the allure. Qin Tian naturally saw the bounty Carl sent. But he didn't care at all. The reason why he was so high profile when he came here earlier. That's because he wanted to show his muscles and make an example to others. Tell the other chosen not to take his relatives lightly. Otherwise, the consequences are not something they can bear. But now as long as he wants. With a flat map, he can easily avoid the attention of all the chosen ones around him. As long as he settles down this time, let him develop and develop. Upgrade fishing boats to large or even break into warships. Then he would be fearless even in the face of the siege of hundreds of Carl and the others. After all, it is even a gang fight. There are no tools at hand and long hours of training. It is not easy for normal people to climb up the hull that is too high. Today's Qin Tian needs more time to develop than Carl. And Carl saw exactly this. That's why he can't wait to kill Qin Tian. Dee. At this time, the notification tone of the private message suddenly sounded. Qin Tian opened it and took a look. It was discovered that this guy was Li Yangming. ? Wow, boss, you are so awesome. As soon as the boat sailed past, you started to kill without saying a word. After taking revenge, you turned around and left, leaving Carl and those guys with nothing to do. You are so handsome. Qin Tian smiled speechlessly. Send a message. If you need me, please tell me. Immediately replied over there. That's right, boss, the 3 people you rescued just now said thank you very much for saving them. After this incident, they deeply felt the importance of grouping together, so they want to build a fleet with you as the core. What do you think? Qin Tian shook his head and sent a message. ? No, it's their job to form a fleet, and I won't join it. He knows very well that when the fleet is being formed now, 9 out of 10 of the gods chosen are those who have had a miserable life outside and want to join in and dawdle. Don't let him not get any useful help by then. On the contrary, from time to time, I have to be kidnapped by those lazy black sheep for morality. Then isn't he just looking for anger for himself? Have that kung fu. Collect some treasure chests, sell some water and quickly upgrade your fishing boats, wouldn't it be good? ? Okay, boss, then I'll tell them tactfully what you said about your refusal. As for other things, there is nothing else. I am preparing to start the night treasure hunt mode right now. ? Well, then you should be busy. After simply replying to the other party with a concluding remark, Qin Tian then ran the fishing boat for more than 10 nautical miles. After finding a place where there are no other gods chosen within a radius of 30 nautical miles, he just stopped the fishing boat. Thrusters turned off. Simply cleaned up the loot. The most valuable is naturally the green quality ship crossbow. The rest of the materials may have been confiscated by Carl for unified distribution. After sinking 14 rafts, he actually only harvested less than 100 units of wood, a few rags and some flax. As for the metal, plastic and nails, none of them exploded. In this regard, Qin Tian is really convincing. 2F********** G shabby. I don't know what kind of promise that guy Carl made. So many people can actually contribute their supplies. Thanks to his good luck. At the last moment, a ship's crossbow exploded. Otherwise, this fight is really worthless. Receive the water in the wave water purifier. Qin Tian, who couldn't stand the heat, return to the cabin in 3 steps at a time. It's so G hot. Although it was evening, the temperature was not as high as during the day. But after standing outside for nearly 2 hours, he was still very hot. Just now, all my thoughts were on traveling and fighting. I don't think so yet. Now relax. Immediately I couldn't stand it anymore. Into the cabin. A cool and refreshing feeling hits the face. He couldn't help closing his eyes and taking a deep breath. Walked to the refrigerator. Put the fresh water in it. Then he took out a bottle of chilled water from the fresh keeping container, unscrewed the cap and took a big gulp. Phew, it's comfortable. It's really a rare enjoyment to have such a cool drink in extremely hot weather. After Qin Tian sighed, throw yourself on the bed. Open the trading market interface comfortably to check the sales of ice water. More than 20 bottles were sold. It's okay, take your time. Not in a hurry. First sell the chilled water in the refrigerator cheaper. He needs to accumulate another wave of resources to upgrade the fishing boat to a large size. In this way, he can avoid the occurrence of gang battles to the greatest extent. Get up and go to the refrigerator again. Qin Tian checked the amount of iced water. 18 bottles of half ice. 36 bottles without ice. Qin Tian all chose to put them on the shelves. 18 bottles of ice water. Each bottle can be exchanged for 60 units of inferior metal pieces. 36 bottles of water. Each bottle can be exchanged for 100 units of inferior wood. His water just hit the shelves. It was sold out immediately. Immediately afterwards, the chat channel became lively. Chapter 54 Upgrade Large Fishing Boats. Come on, what's going on? Where about water? I seem to see ice water on the shelf, but it's gone in the blink of an eye. Brother, are you funny? At this time, I still want to read carefully, and the price is right to buy. Question mark. Oh, fuck, why is it not all ice water this time? My bottle is only half iced. You can be content with it, at least your water is still half iced, and I don't even have any ice here. I don't have ice either. Peated Qin Tian. It's not fair. Protests, demonstrations, we want ice water. Yanlong people, you are defrauding consumers and showing dishonesty. Qin Tian looked at his message. I was immediately laughed out of anger. Still protest. Procession. Deceiving consumers. Are you going to laugh me to death so that you can inherit my money? I don't care about the remarks of these strong-mouthed kings in the chat channel. Qin Tian immediately opened the trading market to check the materials obtained in this transaction. Low-quality sheet metal 1080 units. Low-quality wood 3,600 units. Seeing this, Qin Tian nodded in satisfaction. All these materials were extracted. Plus what he originally had. Now there are 2,623 units of inferior metal sheets. Inferior wood also has 6,056 units. Inferior plastic would have had 5,321 units. The materials for upgrading large fishing boats are enough. Without any hesitation, he directly started to synthesize panels and materials. Fine wood 800. Fine plastic 900. Fine nails 400. Fine sheet metal 200. After combining these materials, almost half of the piles of materials on the deck were empty in an instant. But Qin Tian didn't feel bad about it. Good steel is used on the blade. As long as you can quickly increase your combat power, that is the best choice. Subsequently, he used detective technique to open the attribute panel of the fishing boat. Facing the advanced, I chose advanced. May I ask if the captain consumes 800 high-quality wood, 900 high-quality plastic, 400 high-quality nails, and 200 high-quality metal sheets to advance the medium-sized fishing boat? Yes. With confidence and excitement shining in Qin Tian's eyes, he nodded in agreement. Upgrade a raft to a large fishing boat in less than 2 weeks. He wondered if there would be a latecomer. But at least he did it like no one before. When those supplies on the deck disappeared. When the golden light enveloped the entire fishing boat. Everyone in the live broadcast room showed unbelievably shocked expressions. I'm going, Qin Shenyu, is this going to upgrade the fishing boat to a large fishing boat? 666. I remember that the fastest ship upgrade in the Novice Sea area is Hobart, the 4th generation chosen one. He upgraded his fishing boat to a large fishing boat in 19 days. Question mark. Qin Tian is 10 days faster than him. This speed is too good. I feel that it is almost impossible for the god chosen to surpass Qin Tian. Question mark. I think so too. It's incredible that God Qin has left an almost incomprehensible record in World of Warships. Don't say it's them. Even Mu Ningxie felt that all this was a bit too unreal. When Qin Tian first entered World of Warships, she felt her whole world went dark. But I didn't expect my man to directly awaken the only talent of S and SSS level after entering. It shocked everyone who watched the live broadcast at the time. Afterwards, Qin Tian really performed all kinds of super powerful operations as if he was cheating. Now it is even more important to create a legendary record that is almost impossible to be surpassed by others in World of Warships. It is strange that Mu Ningxie can calm down. Just when her thoughts were racing, a crisp, click, sound interrupted her. Turn around and look. I saw Qin Xiaoxiao, who is sketching new characters, looking at her helplessly. And it wasn't until this moment that she realized that her battleship imprint was also continuously releasing heat energy. Surging power filled her body. It gave her the urge to smash a building with one punch. He hastily restrained his mind. She chuckled and came to her daughter. Carefully grabbed Qin Xiaoxiao's hand and said, "Little boy, Dad is really amazing. Mom will take you to the training room outside for training first. Don't write your homework first. Mom will call your teacher later to explain. Take a look at the situation." After putting on the clothes very carefully, Mu Ningxie then took Qin Xiaoxiao to the training room specially set up by the military region for training. And in World of Warships, with the golden light dispersed, the large fishing boat under its feet also showed its current appearance. Qin Tian looked around. The cabin he was in was obviously much wider. Then he went out against the hot wind to check again. The appearance is still the same as before. It's just 4 or 5 meters longer and more than 1 meter wider. The associated entire cabin has also increased correspondingly. The height of the hull is also nearly 2 meters higher than the sea level. Don't underestimate the mere 2 meters. Because his fishing boat is narrow at the bottom and wide at the top. A height of more than 6 or 7 meters can be said to make it more difficult for those who want to throw the hook and climb up. This is very effective in dissuading most of the enemies from wanting to jump into battle. After all, most of the chosen ones are still in the raft stage. The height gap is difficult to make up. After looking around, Qin Tian nodded in satisfaction. Then hurried back to the cabin. I ate 2 loaves, drank some water, watered the 3 pots of fruit saplings again. Among them, the time pot of orange saplings triggers accelerated growth. The saplings that were originally only the thickness of a finger suddenly grew to the thickness of an adult's wrist. The small oranges above that were originally only the size of small kumquats also grew up to the size of sugar oranges. It is estimated that in a few days, Qin Tian will be able to eat the oranges he cultivated himself. Chapter 55. Am I being attacked? After everything is done, Qin Tian took out the toiletries and went out to wash up. Look at the moon in the sky. The time and space live broadcast room should have been closed. Feel the sticky wetness on your body. Qin Tian simply rummaged through the pile of rags and found a piece of rag that looked relatively new, relatively large, and felt quite cottony to the touch. He walked to the water purifier and took off his sweat-smelling clothes. Then turn on the faucet of the water purifier. After cleaning the rag vigorously, he took the water from the water purifier and quickly cleaned and wiped his body. After showering, he washed the clothes briefly again. If the other god chosen knew that Qin Tian actually used precious fresh water resources to bathe and wash clothes, it is estimated that I will be so distressed that I can't breathe directly. Pointing at his nose and yelling at him for his waste of money. Shake the washed clothes. Just lay it on the deck outside the cabin. Press down with a slightly more focused object, so as not to be blown away by the wind and blown into the sea. Qin Tian went back to the cabin and went to sleep directly. Lie on the soft and comfortable rubber bed. Not 2 minutes. He fell asleep deeply. Next morning, when the space-time live broadcast room started, all the people who flocked into the live broadcast room found that Qin Tian was still covered with a quilt, lying on the bed and sleeping peacefully. I lost it. What's the matter? Why is God Qin still asleep? Question mark. Are you stupid upstairs? Didn't you see Shen Qin falling asleep on the bed? Can sleeping with a bed be the same as sleeping on the ground? Definitely sleep a little longer in bed. Question mark. Baga, what is going on with Qin Tian? Even Master Carl can only sleep on the floor now. He is actually a bed and a fruit tree. I don't think he went in to survive. It might be more appropriate to call it a vacation. Yes, I always feel something is wrong. This Qin Tian is really lucky. He sometimes catches 2 or 2 more wooden barrels than others in a day, and the things on the blueprint seem to be much higher than the original blueprint. Question mark. Axie, that's why I said that this Yanlong person is cheating. Ah, yes, our Qin god is on the hook, so what are you going to do? Go to the will of the planet to complain. Question mark. Ah, is my male god sleeping? This expression looks so peaceful and handsome. ... Question mark. Ding, ding, ding. Attention, please note that your ship is under attack, please prepare for defense in time. World of Warships. Just when Qin Tian was soundly asleep, suddenly, alarm bells rang in my mind. A red warning light flickered in his consciousness. Qin Tian was awakened in an instant. Sit up. He realized that it was already bright outside. The sunlight from red to white told Qin Tian that it was past 8 o'clock. The space-time live broadcast room must have been opened. Alas, this our rubber bed is so comfortable. Before I knew it, I overslept. Etc. What just popped into my head? I've been attacked. Oh yes, I was attacked. What? FK, someone is attacking me. After being dazed for a long time, Qin Tian finally came to his senses and jumped off the bed without saying a word. Instantly, a thick mosaic enveloped his lower body. But Qin Tian quickly rushed out of the cabin regardless. Pick up the clothes that have been dried by the heat on the ground and put them on. Question mark. Wow, is God Qin so brave? If there is no mosaic here, wouldn't Qin Shen just broadcast benefits in the live broadcast room? Welfare is for those women, shouldn't it be hot-eyed for us men? Question mark. Ah, buddy, shouldn't your focus be on why Shen Qin's clothes are spread on the ground outside, and why are they still pressed by things? It goes without saying that it must have been washed. Wait, shit, Qin Shen didn't take a shower and wash his clothes last night, did he? I knock, it's possible. Question mark. Hiss, arrogance, other people can't wait to drink a bottle of water for a whole day in this extremely hot weather, but Qin Shen directly uses the water in the water purifier to bathe and wash clothes. Question mark. Fake, isn't this a waste of money? If the water is saved and given to other chosen ones, how many people can be saved? Oh, what? Do you want the chosen ones of your country to drink the bath water of God Qin? ... I don't know how to talk about his Qin Tian in the live broadcast room. After getting dressed, he immediately ran to the side of the boat and looked down. Then I saw it on his left. A raft was paddling towards the distance little by little 500 meters away. On that raft, Qin Tian also saw a boat crossbow. Good guy. Did the other party try to shoot at his large fishing boat with his small boat crossbow just now? Then I saw that there were not a few drops of blood. So just turned around and ran away. Looking at the black-haired man on the raft, Qin Tian frowned and wondered for a while whether this guy was from Yanlong or Sakura. Or is it the Great Cold? If you don't understand, just follow up and ask. You can hit my boat if you want, and you can run after you hit it. Qin Tian immediately walked towards the stern of the boat. Dee. And at this moment, the reminder of the private message in the mind sounded. Qin Tian opened it directly. I saw another message from Li Yangming. Question mark. Boss, how are you doing there? Have you ever been attacked? Qin Tian slightly raised his eyebrows when he saw this message. What's the situation? How did he know he was being attacked? Could it be that the man on the raft was Li Yangming? But looking at the slightly bloated figure on the raft, it doesn't quite match this slightly thin head portrait. Just now a raft with a crossbow attacked me with a crossbow while I was sleeping. Why? Is that person you? Question mark. How is this possible? Li Yangming immediately shouted that he was wronged. Question mark. I just finished working all night, and I'm getting ready for bed right now. Li Yangming continued to send messages. I watched the content of many people's chats last night, and what they said was that they plan to form some temporary fleets to search for you, so you should pay attention, boss, and don't show kindness indiscriminately, and then be fooled. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 56. Little Devil Who Wants to Die. Qin Tian looked at the message from Li Yangming and smiled slightly. He shows kindness. Do you send others out of the sea of suffering in World of Warships with kindness? But it seems that the person who attacked him in front was not Li Yangming. Then it's easy to handle. After replying to the latter with a "got it" message, Qin Tian then came to the back of the fishing boat. Just when he was about to press the switch of the thruster. But it was found that the bottom of the propeller couldn't hold the water. Only then did he realize that the current height of the fishing boat had far exceeded the length of the propeller rod. Qin Tian frowned. Is it possible that because I upgraded my fishing boat, the height of this propeller is not enough, so it can no longer be used? Think like this. He subconsciously used the divine detective technique to open the information of the propeller in front of him. Item: solar electric boat engine thruster. Quality: orange. Question mark. Speed: 11 knots. Efficacy: hanging on the back of the ship can drive ships below 300 tons. Introduction. This is a high-intensity modified and strengthened solar electric boat engine propeller. It meets the standard of charging for 1 minute and using electricity for 2 hours. Extended version. Consumes 100 high-quality plastics, 50 high-quality metal sheets, 10 top-quality white shark teeth, and can be extended by 5 meters after strengthening. Qin Tian took a look. There was a look of surprise on his face. Yes, my divine detective technique. You are keeping pace with the times. Although his supplies are running out. But it is still possible to strengthen the propeller. So he immediately opened the synthesis panel and synthesized 32 high-quality metal pieces with 64 ordinary metal pieces. The reason is not directly out of 50 units. It was because he still had 18 units of fine metal pieces in his hand. It's just that this wave goes on. The metal plates in his hand can almost be declared exhausted. Only more than 200 units of low-quality metal pieces were left. Gather the supplies. See the option of advanceable after the booster enhanced version. He immediately confirmed the advancement. With a flash of golden light on the propeller. When Qin Tian looked again, it was seen that the propeller rod had completely submerged into the sea. Nodded. Qin Tian looked at the direction the raft was leaving with a cold smile, and directly pressed the switch button. Accompanied by the hum of a motor, he steered the fishing boat and started sailing straight ahead. Not for a while, he saw the chosen one who was parallel to him not far away. It was a middle-aged man with a slightly fat body. A little wretchedness was inadvertently revealed on the greasy, round face. With just one glance at Qin Tian, he roughly guessed the other party's nationality. The cherry blossom kid who had a good life. Okay. I haven't troubled them yet. On the contrary, they couldn't wait to come to the door one by one to give themselves experience. Qin Tian immediately turned the propeller slightly. The whole fishing boat suddenly deviated from the direction. Started to crash towards the opponent's raft. Baga, Yanlong people, what do you want to do? I'm just passing by. He saw Qin Tian driving the fishing boat that looked like a giant steel monster and crashed towards his own raft. The greasy middle-aged man was so frightened that he almost lost his soul. He yelled at Qin Tian at the top of his voice. It's just that his first word revealed his nationality. Ah, it really is a little devil. There was a smile on the corner of Qin Tian's mouth, but his eyes were like knives. His voice was cold and penetrating. Passing by. Passing by, you will use your crossbow to attack my fishing boat. Talking. Qin Tian manipulated the propeller again to turn slightly. Then his fishing boat began to circle around the opponent's raft. The waves of the sea below were driven by the huge hull. Several times, they almost overturned the opponent's raft. The scared little devil fell to his knees with trembling legs, and lay on the raft. That was a misunderstanding, Yanlong people. I was just passing by. I just saw your boat here and wanted to trade a few bottles of water with you. I called you for a long time and no one agreed. That's why I thought about it. Attack you with a boat crossbow, trying to get your attention. Qin Tian laughed when he heard that. Maybe the other party was really just passing by. But after seeing his fishing boat and guessing his identity, certainly not as simple as he said. 9 times out of 10 they have already informed Carl of their coordinates in the World Chat channel. Qin Tian opened the chat channel. I saw a lot of people talking about him. WTF, how do you fight this? The size of this fishing boat has obviously expanded a lot compared to yesterday. It must be the water that was sold last night. If you want me to say that in the future, when the Yanlong people sell water, everyone should not buy it. This will prevent the other party from arbitrarily collecting their supplies. What the upstairs said sounds nice. Don't buy it if you are capable of dying of thirst. Question mark. Let's form more fleets, cooperate with Master Carl's fleet to attack that Qin Tian. I don't believe that thousands of us can't deal with the other party alone. Agreed, the 178 ships of our fleet on which the sun never sets are already on their way to their destination. The bullfighting fleet is gathering, and there are currently 89 ships. The Great Cold Fleet is already on the way, 133 ships. The Great Cold Fleet is the name of our fleet. I have assembled 263 ships. Sakura fleet is assembled, 92 ships are already on the way. ... Look at these chats. Qin Tian squinted his eyes and turned up. Sure enough, I saw a picture of my own large fishing boat. And there is also a coordinate sharing below. Qin Tian looked at the sender's name. By Mu Kuáng. The head was the fat, round face of the greasy kid on the raft below. See, Qin Tian did not speak for a long time. Yumu Kuáng couldn't help feeling a little uneasy. When he saw Qin Tian staring blankly at the air in front of him as if looking at something, his heart suddenly thumped cold. Of course he knew what he was doing in the chat channel. That's why I thought of running away as soon as possible. It's just that I don't know which muscle of my brain was wrong at that time. He even chose to try to attack with a crossbow. Now he looked at Qin Tian with a half-smiling smile on his face. Yuki Kuáng regretted it so much that his intestines almost turned green. So, your transaction also includes sharing my location coordinates in the World Chat group. Qin Tian looked at Yumu Kuáng condescendingly. The expression on his face was full of danger and oppression. Haha, Qin Jun, I was just confused for a while. At that time, I sent the coordinates in a flash of my brain. After I recovered, I regretted it. Then I attacked you with a boat crossbow. Think quickly, let me tell you. Under the increasingly scorching sun, Yuki Kuáng felt that his whole body was completely wet with sweat. Now he only asks Qin Tian to believe his nonsense. Then follow the big country attitude of the Yanlong Empire. Let him live. Chapter 57 Arrogant Devils. Yuki Kuáng fantasy is quite beautiful. It's just that he doesn't know. The young man in front of him is a god chosen who has survived in World of Warships for 3 years. Although the previous life was very ordinary, he was the bottom batch of young people. But precisely because it is a small person, that's why Qin Tian is more concerned about his own safety. For hidden dangers that are enough to threaten their own lives, he was always strangled in the cradle. Therefore, after the corner of Qin Tian's mouth raised an incomprehensible smile, he controlled the fishing boat to sail outside. In the studio, many people from the Yanlong Empire looked at this scene anxiously and did not understand. They all started complaining. Wow, God Qin let this little devil go so easily. No, God Qin, he attacked you with a boat crossbow. You said, what are you doing letting him go? Isn't it enough for a little devil to solve it easily? Question mark. Remove. I'm so p********* d off. As a man from my Yanlong Empire, I was attacked by the little devil Sakura and let him go. How is this different from betraying the country? The traitor upstairs is serious, although Qin Tian's operation is really fascinating. Okay, Yanlong people, your Qin Tian is quite knowledgeable. Question mark. Hey, this is called being a hero who knows the current affairs. He knows that he should not offend our Sakura Empire too much, so he took the initiative to show his favor in order to leave a way out for himself. God FC King took the initiative to show his favor, and stayed behind. I really am, damn it. Quite a few Yanlong people looked at this kind of barrage sent by the little devil, and they were really angry. And in World of Warships, Mu Kuangji looked at Qin Tian's receding figure. For a while, he didn't respond. Really let yourself go. Are you so easy to talk to? He couldn't believe his eyes. But then he burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, this Yanlong man is really stupid. Still too young after all. Mu Kuangji stood up from the raft. Patted the folds of the body. Looking at Qin Tian's receding figure with eyes full of resentment, he said through gritted teeth. Wait, damn Yanlong, the shame you gave me, sooner or later, I will make you pay back 1,000 times and 100 times. Bah. It's just that he just finished pooing on his front feet. He froze on his hind legs. Those not so big eyes stared straight to the max. It was full of bewilderment and extreme panic. Damn it, hasn't he already let me go? Why did he come back again? Mu Kuangji's hands and feet were cold, he froze in place and dared not move. Because it is in his field of vision. Qin Tian's fishing boat that was leaving suddenly made a semicircle a few hundred meters away. Then the bow of the boat faced his direction and drove back impartially. I thought that the other party would suddenly turn to tease him when he was tens of meters away from him like before. But this time, the distance between the two sides is only a dozen meters. Qin Tian's fishing boat still showed no signs of turning. This made Yuki Guangxi panic all of a sudden. Damn it. He is going to kill me. This idea just flashed. He jumped off the raft without hesitation. Rumbling. With the huge waves breaking the sea surface. Mu Guangji's raft was then run over by Qin Tian's fishing boat. Wait for the fishing boat with a hull of more than 10 meters to pass by. Qin Tian saw Mu Guangji sticking out his wet body. Climbing hard on his raft that has become very tattered. As for the supplies and ship crossbows on the raft, they have all been swept to the bottom of the sea. Qin Tian didn't feel the slightest pity about this. He's not poor Jingle, little devil's stuff, don't worry about it. I used the divine detective technique to check the blood volume of the opponent's raft. After the 300 HP was ravaged by the fishing boat, there were only 96 points left. Without the slightest psychological burden, Qin Tian added a piece of high-quality wood to the legendary ship crossbow beside him. Then he directly used must-hit on Yuki Guangji, who was 200 meters away. Shish! With the sound of 3 piercing sounds. There were only Mu Guangji's screams and the sound of the raft breaking into planks. Don't care about the other party's ending. Qin Tian controlled the fishing boat and decisively dodged. In the studio, everyone was confused by this shocking reversal. Immediately afterwards, there was an extremely warm atmosphere. Question mark. Wahaha, God Qin, I was wrong, let me just say, how could God Qin make such a low-level mistake? Good job, let these little devils try to die slowly, killing them all at once is too cheap for them. That's right, God Qin deserves to be God Qin, let the other party try to have hope of life first, and then kill them when they are full of hope and expectation. Wahahaha, it's so frenzied, but I like it. Baga, Yanlong Empire, are you trying to provoke a war between our two countries? That's right, your God's chosen ones play tricks on our people. Is this the responsibility of a civilized country? Okay, little devils, don't force the show here. Yanlong is surrounded by enemies and blocked by alien devils everywhere. If you are willing to send troops or launch missiles to support and attract a group of alien devils, then we are really grateful. Question mark. Shinai, cunning Yanlong people, we will not be fooled. No matter how hard you struggle without foreign aid, you are doomed to perish in this era. Gone. I have a bad temper when I am riding a horse. See these few sentences. Many Yanlong people were clenched by angry fists. These little devils are really good at getting cheap. When aliens invaded the world, some small countries with small populations and weak strength fell directly and were destroyed without any room for struggle. Sakura Empire is better though. But it also suffered heavy losses, and the defense line continued to collapse. Just when they regarded death as home and shouted the slogan, Jade broke into death. The Lighthouse Empire secretly contacted them. Then more than a dozen of them formed a huge combined fleet in World of Warships and directly attacked the 3 islands of the Yanlong Empire. This despicable act caused the Yanlong Empire to lose nearly 2,000 gods chosen. Such a tragic loss also caused a chain reaction from the outside world. Thousands of those who were fighting alien creatures lost their superpowers at once. The result can be imagined. Several lines of defense of the Yanlong Empire collapsed immediately. After this, the Yanlong Empire began to collapse as if it had been cursed. And the alien creatures that originally scattered and attacked various countries seemed to have seen the sudden situation of this superpower. As a result, troops from some areas were mobilized to focus on dealing with the Yanlong Empire. Sakura country happens to be one of these areas. It is because of this. Only then did they have a breather. So change the angle. If it weren't for the Yanlong Empire, the little devils in the Cherry Blossom Kingdom would have been captured by alien creatures long ago, and thrown into the battleship to extract blood energy as bioenergy recovery. Only now, these Cherry Blossom devils attribute all of this to the spoils of the victor. And afterwards, the Lighthouse Empire also gave an island to Sakura country. This also restored the latter's national strength a lot, and its strength increased greatly. Not to mention the Yanlong Empire. The Lighthouse Empire relied on this move. This made the Sakura devils grateful to them, wishing they could kneel down and recognize their father on the spot. That's why I saw these little devils are so messed up. The Yanlong people in the live broadcast room were really upset to the extreme. Chapter 58, The Eve of the Great War. And in World of Warships. After Qin Tian solved the incident of Yumu Kuangji, just set the propeller to move forward automatically. And he hid in the cool shade of the ceiling and washed himself. Then go back to the cabin and take out bread and water for a simple breakfast. Open a chat channel. Look at the assembly messages that the gods from all over the world are still sending out. The corner of Qin Tian's mouth suddenly curled up into a cold and disdainful smile. Come if you can. Having upgraded to a large fishing boat, he already has enough confidence to deal with such a large-scale siege. DD. In mind. The private message notification sounded. Qin Tian thought it was Li Yangming, but did not expect to be Nandongla. Boss, you have to be careful. Many gods chosen are already crazy. They all set their sights on you under the influence of Karl's fuse. Now it is estimated that there are thousands or even tens of thousands of people who want to kill you and get you great stuff on board. After Qin Tian read it, simply replied, "It's okay, I'm looking forward to their performance." Then close the chat interface. When he first came in, he had thought about whether he would be the chosen 11 of most other countries in this generation. And now it seems, his chance has come, and it was the other party who couldn't wait to form a group to give away the head. Doesn't this save him a lot of trouble? With a thought, open the plane map of Divine Detective Technique. All the wind and grass within 30 nautical miles were reflected in his mind. As expected, there are fleets of fleets coming towards him in all directions. There are only a few dozen rafts. There are as many as 100 or 200. Qin Tian smiled. Then he opened the door and walked out. He looked at the boat crossbow captured yesterday on the deck. Check the attributes with Divine Detective Technique. Item: Ordinary ship crossbow. Quality: Green. I, 18. Range: 150 meters. Durability: 300. Requirement: 3 crossbow arrows can be fired for every unit of low-quality wood consumed. Ordinary advancement: 20 low-quality wood, 20 low-quality nails, can be advanced to a blue advanced ship crossbow. High-quality goods advanced: ordinary wood 15, ordinary nails 15, can be advanced into purple epic ship crossbow. Advanced advancement: high-quality wood 10, high quality nails 15, can be advanced into an orange legendary ship crossbow. Is it just a normal ship crossbow of green quality? Qin Tian was a little disappointed. But it's better to advance than nothing. Although he is a little short of supplies now. But it is more than enough to upgrade an ordinary ship crossbow into an advanced ship crossbow. As he consumes 60 units of inferior metal sheet to produce 15 units of superior nails. Combined with 10 units of high-quality wood to upgrade the ship crossbow on the deck to legendary ship crossbow. He directly installed it next to the mythical ship crossbow on the bow. After finishing these, it was only then that Qin Tian remembered that after the fishing boat was upgraded to a large fishing boat last night, he hadn't checked its specific attributes yet. After this wave of upgrades, I don't know how much HP my fishing boat has increased. On the eve of the war, he must accurately grasp all the data on his fishing boat. Immediately, he had a thought. He used the divine detective technique to open the attribute panel of the fishing boat under his feet. Question mark. Name, large fishing boat. Question mark. Tonnage, 150 tons. Question mark. Health volume, 4,200. IX, 221. Question mark. Defense, 80. Question mark. Speed, 11 knots. Ordinary advancement. Low quality wood 1500. Low quality plastic 2000. Low quality nails 1000. Low quality metal sheet 500, can be advanced into small ships common. Quality advanced. Ordinary wood 1200. Ordinary plastic 1500. Ordinary nails 1000. Ordinary metal sheet 500, can be advanced into small ships excellent. Advanced advancement. 2000 high quality wood. 3000 high quality plastic. 1000 high quality nails. 500 high quality metal sheets. Can be advanced into a small ship extreme. Call. Look at the materials needed for advanced advancement. Qin Tian couldn't help rubbing his temples with a big head. Divine detective technique, it's really going too far. Good guy. This fishing boat actually needs nearly 10,000 units of materials to break through into a ship. The demand for sheet metal is insanely high. Although upgraded to a ship, it will have more lethal naval guns, machine guns, and machine guns. This made him very excited. But the large amount of supplies is also quite a headache. So, he can't kill too hard this time. Originally, the extremely hot weather these days has already eliminated many gods chosen. If you kill too much, at that time, wouldn't many people buy my own supplies? Think here. Qin Tian shook his head speechlessly. Immediately, these troubles were left behind. Because it is in his field of vision. On the sea where the sea and the skyline, a dense flock of rafts had appeared. In the studio, everyone who saw this scene was immediately excited. Ha ha ha, it's finally here, Yanlong people, you can say goodbye to your Qin god. I came from the live broadcast room of God chosen from more than a dozen countries, and this time I came to attack his God chosen. There are thousands if not 10,000. Even if there is one crossbow for every 10 people, there are hundreds of them. Grinding can grind him to death. Damn, are you joking upstairs? There is a boat crossbow for every 10 people. What do you think of as a boat crossbow? Chinese cabbage on the street. Question mark. Hey, what's the matter? Are you Yanlong people only paying attention to Qin Tian and nothing else? I don't know why in this issue. In the past 2 days, World of Warships has opened a wooden barrel and suddenly there are a lot of blueprints for ship crossbows. Question mark. Hiss, what's the situation? I don't know how. It seems that someone posted it in the chat channel before, but I didn't have time to ask at that time. I'll go, the boats are flooded. 383. Wouldn't it be very dangerous for God Qin to encounter such a situation? Question mark. Yuxi, did you guys know that? It's a pity it's too late. Ha ha ha, I laughed so hard. Actually, people have mentioned it in the chat channels including World of Warships, but because of the sudden surge in the past 2 days, most of the gods chosen simply thought that they were lucky and didn't make any noise, so it didn't spread. All Yanlong people who suddenly knew the news had their hearts in their throats. They were full of worries looking at the heroic and tall Qin Tian on the screen. I can only secretly pray in my heart that Qin Tian's ships are strong enough. World of Warships. On the bow deck of a large fishing boat, Qin Tian braved the scorching sun and hot wind. After taking a sip of ice water, he squinted his eyes and looked at the gradually growing dense raft group in the distance. I really don't know what kind of madness these foreign devils are going. In such a hot weather, I came here to find fault with myself. Is it because they think they can't suffer from heatstroke or heatstroke? As the two sides continued to approach, the foreign devils on the hundreds of rafts in the distance also became anxious and excited. Brothers and sisters, the Yanlong will definitely be the first to crash through the middle of our fleet. Those with crossbows should lean as far as possible to the two sides, and the ones in the middle that attract firepower should jump into the sea. As long as we can take down this large fishing boat of the Yanlong people, sooner or later we will be able to snatch your raft from others. Those in the lead began to boost morale. Chapter 59. Immortal Operation, Confused Bullfighter. In the fleet of the bullfighting kingdom, the impassioned voice continued to echo. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect that our bullfighting country would be the first to encounter this Qin Tian. This Yanlong man would never have thought that there would be 28 ship crossbows in our fleet. Each of them would be more than 500 drops for 18 drops of blood. His fishing boat has a bit of defense, and that wave can also hit 300 or 400 blood. That's right, even if his large fishing boat has more than 2,000 blood, we only need to shoot 5 or 6 volleys, and we won't be afraid that he won't surrender by then. Brothers, go, victory must belong to our bullfighting empire. That's right, we are a great bullfighting empire, we march forward bravely and are invincible. Hundreds of bullfighting champions rowed their rafts to face Qin Tian's fishing boat with high spirits and high morale. When the distance between the two parties is less than 300 meters. Only then did they truly feel the smallness and oppression that drove them crazy. But for the utopia in their minds, they still took the lead in provoking the war without hesitation. Ship crossbow ready, preparation, shooting. With the order issued, 28 crossbow arrows immediately pinned their expectations and hopes on the Qin Tian fishing boat from both sides. It's just that when the fishing boat wrapped in thick iron sheets floated scarlet damage, all of them widened their eyes in bewilderment. The mouth is wide enough to accommodate a whole duck egg. -11, -9, -3637, -5. The almost uniform single-digit damage was like a knife directly piercing into their hearts. Took away their hope. It also brought horrific despair and death. Qin Tian watched more than 20 crossbow bolts shot out of the hundreds of rafts on the other side. His whole expression was actually bewildered. What's the situation? Have the foreign devils gathered all the rafts with crossbow bolts in this fleet? But it doesn't make sense. Not to mention the length of the collection time is not right. There are too few rafts for guarding and covering, right? So many precious ship crossbows. At the very least, shouldn't there be thousands of rafts for cover? It's just that it's too late to make Qin Tian think too much. Just such a delay. A second wave of attacks followed. Although the damage value is not high, but it can't hold back the number of crossbow arrows. A single wave can hit his fishing boat with 160 to 70 drops of blood. After seeing the number of enemy ship crossbows, Qin Tian immediately strode towards the stern of the ship. When he walked to the front of the thruster to control the direction, the fishing boat has already plowed through the middle of the opponent's fleet. Although most bullfighters abandoned the boat and swam away from both sides. But there are also those who are unlucky and are directly swept back by the waves. Then suffered a fatal impact from the bottom of the ship. He spiraled up on the spot. Qin Tian turned the propeller to steer the fishing boat. With map coordinates in mind, he can pinpoint exactly where the enemy's raft is without looking ahead. Fishing boats broke through the sea. Wrapped in a huge wave, it rushed directly towards the row of rafts with crossbows on the left. No surprises. The chosen ones on the raft abandoned the boat and fled in fright. When Qin Tian's fishing boat passed by, when their raft reappeared, there is nothing left on it. The materials, including the installed ship meals, also sank to the bottom of the sea. Even the old raft has become dilapidated and nearly scrapped. This made all the god chosen in the bullfighting country feel that their hearts are bleeding. And when Qin Tian controlled the fishing boat to draw a semicircle. When I turned around again and rushed towards the row of rafts on the right. All the survivors of the bullfighting kingdom couldn't sit still, and let out mournful roars. Including some bullfighters who were attracted by this battle in the live broadcast room also cursed loudly. Question mark. Damn Yanlong people, stop, you can't do this. Question mark. B asterisk 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 D, stop, this is the most elite candidate of our bullfighting country this period. If they all die here, then tens of millions of people in our bullfighting country will probably die because of it. Question mark. Executioner, butcher, war criminal, how could he have the heart to kill so many of our chosen ones? Doesn't he know that behind these chosen ones are the lives of tens of millions of ordinary people in a country? Question mark. Haha, I laughed so hard. Where's your face? Ma BB, please touch your own face when you say this, does it hurt? I am really convincing in capital letters. It is obvious that your God's chosen group came to rob and kill me Qin God, but in the end, our skills were not as good as others, and we were beaten by our Qin God 1 volt 100. Now in turn, we say that our Qin God is not good. Kindness is an executioner, a war criminal, and co-authoring means that only you can beat us, and we can't fight back, right? What a sick mind. Besides, what if you kill your chosen ones? Didn't your chosen ones follow behind the buttocks of those chosen ones from the Lighthouse Empire to attack and kill our chosen ones from the Yanlong Empire? Let's say this here in other words, the face of your bullfighting country has been completely humiliated by you. Question mark. Hey, isn't this the ugly face of these foreign devils? They don't want to let go when they take advantage of it, and they don't even want to take a small loss when they are at a disadvantage. It's just like the lighthouse. Beating your villainous behavior, you can rely on force to frighten these lowly foreign devils into obedience. On the population base and the level of swearing, Yanlong people claim to be second and no one dares to claim first. This is not. The people from bullfighting country originally wanted to find some place in the chat channel of the live broadcast room. As a result, he was directly scolded by countless Yanlong Empire trolls. Almost scolded autistic. Those who turned into quails one after another honestly suffered from this dumb loss. And in World of Warships, the surviving bullfighting kingdom's chosen ones were furious and desperate to the point of madness. These God-chosen are the elite with the strongest development momentum in this period of bullfighting country. If so, fold it here. Then there will be a group of extremely serious faults among the gods outside the bullfighting country. In case the front line of defense is tight, and there are not enough divinely favored people in the country to supplement them, then their home country may be attacked by alien creatures. By the time, all the chosen ones present will be the undisputed sinners of the country. Nailed to the pillar of shame forever. It's just that no matter how loud they shout, no matter how desperate they are, it won't help. Qin Tian turned a deaf ear and steered the fishing boat directly into it. Just after crashing 4 or 5 rafts, Qin Tian suddenly steered the fishing boat to turn in time. Inexplicably, the remaining 10 or so rafts were let go. This made everyone, including the live broadcast room, all stunned. I don't know what happened to Qin Tian's sudden kindness. But they haven't thought it through yet. Over there, Qin Tian controlled the fishing boat and rushed towards them who had already been forced to jump over the water once. Without any choice, the group of bullfighters who finally climbed onto the raft could only curse and jump into the sea again with tears in their eyes. And with the roar of the huge fishing boat under Qin Tian's feet, it rolled over. This time, more than half of the rafts did not float up again as before. Instead, it turned into piles of low-quality wood scattered everywhere. Chapter 60: The threat posed by the ship crossbow blueprint. Looking at the messy sea behind, Qin Tian sneered at the bewildered bullfighting candidates who were soaking in the sea. Then he controlled the fishing boat and went straight away without looking back. Watching this scene, everyone in the studio was dumbfounded. The surviving god of the bullfighting kingdom, also stunned. Who can tell them? How is this a situation? Is this the operation of the gods and gods? There are only 10 or so boats equipped with crossbows. Good rafts are not damaged. Instead, turn around and destroy a bunch of battered old rafts. Is the chosen one of the Yanlong Empire mentally ill? But scolding is scolding. There are many things that should be a headache. They came this time with 131 rafts. After being tormented by Qin Tian like this, there were less than 60 rafts left. Only 9 of them are still intact. The rest of the raft was in dilapidated condition. Not even a single unit of low-quality lumber remained. This makes them feel a little hopeless. In this hot and sunny weather. No supplies, food or water. God knows how long they can last. At this time, the chosen ones who climbed back on the raft from the sea were hot and thirsty. The supplies naturally fell on the heads of the 9 gods chosen whose rafts were safe and sound. Although the boss is reluctant. But they are weak, and they dare not have the slightest dissatisfaction and resistance. I can only endure the distress and obediently contribute all the water and food on my raft. But even so, their food and water are just a drop in the bucket. There is not enough food and drink for the surviving god of the bullfighting kingdom. Plus they're all soaked in seawater. At this moment, it is irradiated by the ultraviolet rays of the strong sunlight in the sky. I only felt tingling all over my skin, and my mouth was dry as if it was about to burn. But there is no way to get angry. There was no longer a drop of water on the raft of the 9 people. In the end, there were more than 100 people in the bullfighting country. It's not an option to go on like this. The longer the time dragged on, the faster their vitality is lost. Combat power will also be relatively reduced. To survive, it is also to recapture a raft for those Chinese who have lost their raft. They decided to play pirates for a few days to deal with the crisis at hand. Life is almost gone. Naturally, I don't care about those benevolence, righteousness and morality. A group of people immediately lay on the raft in 2s and 3s. Start paddling the raft around the nearby area. Although Qin Tian didn't know the conversation of the god chosen of the bullfighting kingdom. But he can roughly estimate the behavior of the other party. It will definitely carry out house robbery activities in the nearby waters like pirates. Because it was all done by him. The reason is to destroy part of the opponent's rafts, and then leave a few rafts with certain combat effectiveness. It was such an idea. Since those foreign devils kept clamoring to unite to deal with him and impress him. Then he will give the opponent an anti-general. Directly destroy their fleet. Let some of the chosen lose their rafts. But it left them with a certain amount of fighting power. Such a hot day. Lack of food and water. But he still has the power to fight. Between life and death. It is self-evident what kind of choices those gods chosen of the bullfighting kingdom will make. And Qin Tian. It is to completely muddy the water in this pool for him. Who made most of the nearby god chosen gather here under the call of the god chosen from their respective countries. In the flat map in his mind, there are already 9 fleets within 30 nautical miles. The smallest has dozens of rafts. The size of the largest fleet seems to be a circle larger than that of the bullfighting country, and there are 3 fishing boats in it. Qin Tian didn't know if this fleet was Karl's fleet. But he remembered that there were 5 fishing boats in Karl's fleet. Due to the sudden increase in the number of crossbows in the bullfighting fleet, Qin Tian, for the sake of insurance, decided to go to those small fleets to find out the situation first. That's right, Qin Tian is planning to take the initiative. Take advantage of the heat. Also taking advantage of the fact that the chosen ones of the Eurasian Federation are not twisted together. He will destroy all the fleets in the vicinity. Let them fight each other for supplies and fight. At that time, he will bear the blood feud. If Karl dares to take them in. The irreconcilable contradictions and gaps between them are the biggest weakness of the Karl fleet. To figure it all out, Qin Tian turned the propeller. The fishing boat draws an arc, heading towards a small fleet of 70 or 80 rafts a few nautical miles away. Set the thrusters to automatic sailing state. Qin Tian quickly returned to the cabin to enjoy the short coolness. Unscrewed a bottle of ice water and took a sip. He immediately opened Nangongle's private chat page with a thought. Nangong Le, are you asleep yet? No, boss, how are you doing? Nangongla responded to the message almost instantly. See the other party's question. Qin Tian was taken aback. How? Didn't the chosen ones of the bullfighting country send messages in the chat channel to force Lai Lai to denounce him? He opened it subconsciously. Not really, but after thinking about it, he understood. It is estimated that those guys are trying to intimidate other fleets. If you expose your situation in advance, maybe it will arouse the vigilance of other fleet god chosen. What a bunch of old people. But this is better. It is more beneficial to him. Thinking of this, he immediately told the other party about the situation. Then send a message and ask. I have been sleeping for the past few nights. Have you seen many people launching crossbows in the chat channel? I saw Qin Tian saying that he alone beat up the fleet of hundreds of people in the bullfighting kingdom. Nangong Li's pretty face flushed with excitement. It was as if she had made the achievement herself. Boss, let me put it this way, I really have the impression that it was the night before yesterday. In one night, I saw 3 people saying that they had opened the ship crossbow blueprint from the barrel. Not waiting for Qin Tian to ask questions, she continued to send messages. At first I thought it was their luck, but I also opened the ship crossbow drawing from a wooden barrel last night. According to what you said, it should be that World of Warships suddenly added a ship crossbow to the material barrel for some reason. Blueprints are such a resource, so the number of gods chosen who own ship crossbows has increased. Ship crossbow blueprint. See each other's information. Qin Tian couldn't help but had a headache and looked out at the cloudless clear sky from the side porthole. Is this World of Warships adjusting the balance of novice village for him who is too far ahead of gods chosen? Or is the time and space he reborn in destined to be somewhat different from the world in his previous life? Have no idea. Headache. Chatted casually with each other for a few more words. After trading an extra bottle of ice water to the other party as a reward, Qin Tian then opened the cabin door with strides and walked out. No matter that much. Let's completely harvest the wave of leaks in front of us first. If Nangongla is right, then he will seize every opportunity to hoard supplies as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiobook to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.